Party time. Party time. Party time. Party time. Drink your drinks and eat your eats. It's party time. Laugh your laughs and eat your eats. It's party time. Smile your smiles and blue your blues. It's party time. Dance a dance and shoe your shoes. It's party time. Howl your howls and suck your socks. It's party time. Yeah. Oh baby, grab your craps and fuck your fucks. It's party time. Grab your craps and fuck your fucks. It's party time. Everybody, grab your craps and fuck your fucks. It's party time. One more. Grab your craps and fuck your fucks. It's party time. Here we go. Party time. Yeah. Party time. Party time. Yeah. Party time. 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 Hey. Party time. Yeah. Party time.
Hang on, where am I? Hello, I haven't got a clue how any of this works, to be honest with you. Boom! All right there. I might as well just do this immediately, eh? Boom! Hello, son.
Hello, mate. Hang on.
How are you?
Are you live yet? Can everybody see you?
Yeah. They were singing along to party time. It's party time. I think it's been worth it, Packer, just so you can grow that amazing beard. Look at that. That's an English winter in one transformation.
Yeah, isn't it? I've bought a boat. I'm off fishing.
I tell you what, you ain't far off. Looks amazing. Massive hello to everyone. A quick shout out. What's her name? Neum. I don't know how you pronounce it. She come out here and met me. She dropped a tenner into Entropy before the show started. Could have been weeks ago, though. I don't know. Entropy, the grift. To start with the grift. Pay Entropy at the top, super chat to the bottom. You know how it works. I think someone 42 dropped £2.42. Lovely email you sent me, mate. I will get back with that. I have got quite a good excuse. Nearly dying twice, which I will talk a little bit about. Thank you, 42. I won't talk about your email. He sent me a beautiful email. One of those very touching ones. Nice one, 42. And thank you to all of you. The video I left you when I'd done the off, what incredible messages. I read them in Chiang Mai ICU because it was all a bit of a rush in the end. I didn't play. Right, I should just get this out of the way, right? I'm going to tell you what happened. If you want a bit more, I did do a load of writing on Death's Door, and that's not an exaggeration. I'm 16 kilos lighter than I was. I don't know if you can see it with just my boat race, but I lost 16 kilos. I've got no muscle left. Remember those lovely guns? Look, it ain't the same. Right, I'll just get this out of the way. To be honest with you, explaining it is what stopped me streaming. I am a bit weak and knackered. I mean, every time I stand up, I nearly faint. I think some serious long-term damage has been done. I don't want to... This isn't like Woodlander, though. Woodlander put a message in the chat saying the Lazarus gang. Now, I know what happened to Lazarus, and so I went to his channel, and he's like been on Death's Door as well. But as you can imagine, I had a little bit more to do with mine than, let's say, Simon. So look, most of you who know this channel will know that I've got problems that have come and gone and been managed and not managed and have been very bad and have been fine since I was 23, really, since I tasted manna. And sometimes they get right on top, and sometimes I think, right, you've got to do something about this, which is what I've done. And any of you familiar with my Substack will know I really don't like rehab centres. And I know that, you know, this is what's mad about this whole lark. There's a couple of stories on there where I talk about everything that's wrong with rehabs. But with the move out to the province and all that lark, I just thought, come on, let's just get all this sorted, get all these loose ends tied up, even though they're pretty well managed. And I've got to be a little bit careful. There's just legal issues with me talking about this stuff, unfortunately. I mean, email me if you want some more details, but check out my Substack. I've left a link in the description to the actual story. It's the collected notes of when I was scratching those notes out on airplanes and ICUs, intensive care units. So it's a cracking little story, actually, a bit of a pastiche going on there as well. Anyway, this is the simple version of events. So I go to this rehab centre. And the place was gorgeous, like a 5-star hotel. I thought, this is more like it, you know. In retrospect, I've got to be a little bit careful here because there might be some kind of litigation. I'm not joking either. I've realised since that there's a bit of a racket going on in Chiang Mai. When you lower regulations, there's good things to lowering regulations, but, you know, as soon as I get there, looks nice, but there's something weird about the way they're medicating me, and they say things I've never heard before. Now, one of the things you can't do when you go to rehab is start asking questions and getting a bit shitty. I've tried that. You just have to say, okay, you know best. Because if you start telling them how to do their job, they're like, oh, look where it ended you up. What? Quite well. I'm all right, actually. And I done one night in that place. One night. 14 bags they charged me for that night. My business is down the pan. I can't afford that. I'm trying to build a house. 14 bags for one night. And I woke up in Chiang Mai Intensive Care Centre with heart monitors on me, the fucking thing here, a drip coming out the back of my hand, full bit. I didn't know why I was there. There was no one there from the rehab. What the fuck's going on? You know, hello. Now I'm in real trouble at this point. I'm feeling like death. And when you're in the ICU, you don't go there unless you are. It's intensive care. And I think I suddenly realised I don't think they know what's going on. She comes and puts this thing in my ear. Like I'm bile vomiting. I won't go into this. Like I say, if you want to read more, go check out my Substack. I'd like you to read it anyway. It's a good bit of writing. But I'm hacking up blood over the side of the bed, and I'm filling the bed with all sorts of other body fluids. And she takes my temperature, and she sets this alarm off, and they're like, oh, you've got a fever of blah, blah. I said, yeah, you've got to give me some medication. I haven't got a fever. I'm fucking withdrawing. She come in with these ice packs, like the last thing you want. As she's putting them down my back, I'm just peddling them and chucking them out the bed. And then she puts another one under my arm, and that goes out. It's like fire against me. I can't even remember 2 or 3 nights in there. No liquids. They try pumping a load of liquid in me, but they blamed my vomiting. After about 3 days, I think it was, I said, I'm leaving. You're killing me. I stopped sweating. I stopped being able to talk because my tongue was sticking to my mouth, and my eyes stopped watering. I've been there before. That's because I haven't taken any medication, any food, but most importantly, any water for about 4 days. I know from doing this before, but by day 5, 72% of people are dead, and I'm in my 50s. I'm not like some spring chicken who can get through it. I'm thinking, you've got to make a decision, because if you stay here, this is only going one way. And every time I talk to them, they didn't seem to know what was going on. I'm just dying in this ICU. I've seen a couple of other people being taken out dead, by the way, like literally. I like religious people doing all that over the bed, and I'm just and I said to him, I'm going. And I just yanked that drip out. That was a bit hideous because I didn't know it was a right angle spike. So you can guess the rest. And I pulled all those things off, and they said to me, where are you going? I said, I'm going home. I'm going home where I can get some medicine and then get some fucking water in me. Look at me. Look at the state of me. What are you doing? They said, you won't get home. You'll be dead before you get home. I said, well, that's a risk I'm willing to take. I'll tell you now, I had to get from Chiang Mai Hospital to Chiang Mai Airport. I had to get a flight to Bangkok, and then I didn't have any of this booked, by the way. I can't see either. I can see, but I can't read. There's not enough liquid in my eyes. They're honestly, it was hell. I had to get wheelchairs at the airport. You know, you see people in wheelchairs, and you always think, that lucky bastard getting pushed around. Yeah, I just blagged it. I still had the thing on my wrist and all that. But all my orifices were, I'm trying to keep this brief, but I can go on a bit. The people on the airplane next to me tried to move seats, but the airplane wouldn't let them, and they just had to put up with the stink and the smell and the farting and the follow-throughs and the vomiting. Not real vomiting, there was nothing in me, just going... And like, just, you've been sat next to a dying person. And I remember thinking, this is the worst day of my life, without a doubt. And, that getting all those flights and booking them and all the hassle in between probably took about 12 hours. And there were countless times en route where I thought, this is it. This is your last breath. You're fucked. There was a time, I remember sitting in this chair and my back just went. I couldn't walk. I could not physically walk. Not for lack of strength. My legs just didn't work. There wasn't enough oxygen in my blood. I found out since. And I thought, maybe the hospital were right. They are a hospital after all. They did bring in a couple of more advanced doctors to give me like an ultrasound of my heart and all this shit. And I remember thinking, as long as you get home, you'll never have to do this again. Just fucking get home. Now, here's where it gets really weird. So I get home, I get some medicine. I do about 6 liters of water. My missus is, terrified, don't know what's going on. I explain all that to her. But I've booked a couple of months off work. I've told you that I'm going away. Loads of my life has completely been about going and getting this done. So I think I'm not stopping. I'm not going to give up just because that one place fucked up. They refused to take me back. Good. Thanks. And like I say, they don't give me a full refund anywhere near it. But luckily, I found another place in Thailand. You've got to remember, my head's screwed at this point. I'm continually hearing the voices of thousands of screaming children. I mean that. Literally just, I'm coming off God knows how much benzos, God knows how much heroin. And there goes the legality. And it's just hell. And I say to my missus, I've got to sort this out. So another place in Patong says, all right, I go there, and straight away they're fucking it up. And I said to them, I beg you to listen to me. I know my body. This is what's going to happen. You're doing this wrong. I will get sick, and then I won't be able to hold the medicine down. And then we'll be stuck. And they were like, no, we know what we're doing. 3 days later, can't keep anything down. In the room, retching again, exactly the same mess. And I said to them, look, I beg you to sort this out. And they said, we'd like you to go to the ICU. And I just said, what the fuck? And then I had to do another plane journey, 2 plane journeys home again, 10 days after I'd done it the first time and thought this is the worst day of my life. That second one was obviously worse than the first one because I was more dishevelled, more knackered, all my, what do you call them, your resources, anything that I was calling on, those last fumes of strength and energy and muscle and motivation. I lost my passport. I got stuck in Bangkok for like 9 hours. It was ice cold in there. Other people were cold. So you can guess like I was just like an iceman. Wheelchair service again, and it got questioned. And one geezer, it's quite cool, that wheelchair service. So they take you through security, they take you through passport control. You haven't got to look at any balls or anything. I told them I'd had chemotherapy and my daughter had been hit by a car. I got to get home. Honestly, I looked the part, trust me. But they know I'm blagging because everyone else in wheelchairs is like 120 years old and they've got their drips with them. And I'm just like me. And one bloke, he's pushed me for about 6 miles. Bangkok airport is fucking massive. He's freezing. I can see he's like, look, I'm freezing. And when we go down to the bit towards the aeroplane, he leans forward. He goes, money tip. And I just go, fuck off. How about fuck off? And he tips me out of the wheelchair. I'm halfway down. He just fuck off. I have to crawl my way along, but someone else put me in the wheelchair. I said, sorry, me and him. I didn't want him to get in trouble, really. I kind of felt for him. If I'd had any cash on me, but I didn't have it. I didn't need to say fuck off, admittedly. Yeah. It was awful. Now I'm going to an hospital in Cambodia. I get a little bit of juice in the morning. Job good. And why didn't I just do that like 2 months ago? I have no idea, because I put my trust in these rehab centres, and I would advise you, like countless times, not to. There you go. I mean, what can I say? I certainly had a part to play in it. If I hadn't been, if I didn't do what I do, that wouldn't have happened. I get that. But I think it's fair to say when you seek help and put your hands up, you kind of trust people. And, they fucked me. So that's that. What do you make of that? Help us out, mate.
Well, that was an interesting Christmas for you.
I don't know if you've all seen the lovely photo. Just in case you haven't, I'll show you it from my Substack. It's there's 122 people here. How lovely to see you all. So this is me in Chiang Mai ICU. There you go. I can't make it any bigger. Hang on. What I'll do, I will do that. And then I'll do this. Sorry, people, you got to understand, I'm still trying to remember how to how to do a stream. Here, have a look at this bad boy. This was taken against my will by the one of the nurses on my phone. I mean, now I'm kind of glad, but I mean, in fairness, that doesn't look like modern heart monitoring equipment to me. It didn't at the time either. But yeah, that was my Christmas, Packer. That was Christmas Boxing Day, I think. One of those, fuck knows. There wasn't too much Christmas stuff going on, to be honest with you. So yeah, that was that. Now, here's the good news for you people. Like I said, business going down the pan. My missus has bought some land. She's building a house, which is all lovely and that, but that takes money. And she doesn't understand that isn't a bottomless pit. And then I've got to be a little bit careful here, and I've got to encrypt this somewhat. There's been a bit of a falling out in the family, so I've also got to build another little pad for the grandmother and the mother. No, that's not on me, but I will be up in my YouTube game. I'll be making a video a day, not a stream, a video, because the Dragon's Den ones went well. I'll just do like a reaction, this is the other thing, of course. I think I picked the best 2 months or 3 months ever to not be on YouTube. I mean, it's been quite quiet regarding news. I mean, like, even when I'm on death's door, like, I'm getting notifications and things. I'm like, man, you really need to be really need to be making videos. I mean, this is all old news to you people, but what about America? Jesus.
Oh, it's been hilarious, isn't it?
I mean, I love it.
Hilarious.
To be honest with you. It's nice one, Brian. Much appreciated, mate. Good to see you as well. Thank you for all the emails and thank you for all the lovely messages and those messages under that video, like nearly 400 of them, I think. When you're in ICU reading them, it's like, wow, you know, that is kind of heartbreaking in a pleasant way. Yeah, I was down. I looked terrible, but I mean, I'm about 60% of what I was before I went away, not just physically, but mentally. I mean, not joking, standing up wipes me out. I have to get up really slowly. I think long-term damage has been done. I've got an appointment with the people at the hospital here, but they wanted me to get stable on the juice first. But I'm convinced that some long-term damage has been done, probably to my heart, maybe my liver as well. Great, thanks. So there you go. That was it. To be honest, hello, Jack. Nice to see you, son. Although I haven't got a lot of energy, it was more talking about this than streaming that has prevented me streaming. I thought, just do it. I think people would prefer to have streams than not. So there you go. If anyone's got any questions, Packer's smiling, so I'm missing some quality comments. You look gaunt, La. Yeah, I'm fucked. Even in this lie of a red environment, you can see, when the sun's out, you can see my skull. There you go. Hang on, what's this? Orab Achu, if Niam, then probably produced Neve. I think you're right, actually. She came out here, I had a cup of tea with her. Lovely bird, actually, really nice. But I would advise you people, if you like reading, even if you don't actually, go and the link's in the description, top link, it will take you straight to the news story, and it's the combined notes of that period. And I'm quite proud of it, actually. I wanted to write a pastiche of a Western, and but a true story, but nothing that had really fit the idea of like a McCarthy-ish Western. Until that happened. And when I was like a stranger in a strange land, like slopping my way through Chiang Mai and Bangkok airports, I thought, this is perfect. And when you're trapped in the fridge that is, a freezer, that's Bangkok International Airport for God knows how long. Yeah, you're right. I lost my passport, man. That was hideous. Anyway, so there you go. I will try and stop talking about it. Let's have a look at some more comments. Buster Brooks says, good to see you, looking well. Thank you very much. It's certainly on the up. I mean, the missus has been absolutely feeding me and continuing to. Crow,
you look a lot better than you did in that picture.
Yeah, I'm going to get that picture off the screen. I'll be honest with you, people. I mean, the word trauma is thrown around a lot these days, but it was fucking idiots. And like Simon, I had a look at Simon's video, Woodlander's video, sorry, and he was saying how he sort of got things into a bit more perspective after nearly dying. And I know that feeling. I mean, people, I've been through some scrapes in my life, but this against some very stiff competition, that was the worst couple of months in my life. And those 2 days, separate days, getting back home, I've never known anything like it. And things do get into perspective. You know, what's important, what's not, and how delicate your place, well, my place on the planet is, you know. And I'll tell you something else weird. 3 people I know carked it during those 2 months. All for different odd, just out of the blue, you know, this happened, strangely, this happened. All of them in their 40s. And, you know, obviously with death being on the mind, I know it's nice to see you. Welcome to the death stream. Lovely to see 148 people here. An absolute pleasure. If you want to know what happened, I've just talked about it all. I think we should, Rags had an absolute tragedy as well. Feel for you, Rags. Bless you, mate. Thank you for the lovely messages as well. Baz has been there and back. You know the one, Baz. Yeah. Well, me too, but never like that, never quite so bad. Alexander says, yeah, man, I had a Xanax episode recently, lost all control, but thankfully I get disgusted with the whole thing. Yeah, they can properly get hold of you. Yeah, awful. Well done, mate. Sergeant Furry Toes is on the firm. John B saying, what? Tricky ruse. Probably adjusting a previous... correcting a typo, perhaps. Toffee. John Palmer told me he weren't streaming because. Right, Toffee. That comes from a real story. Why I didn't do the Edinburgh Fringe once. So he is while he. JP, bless him. Yeah, no, not this time. I mean, I should have been past all of this stuff, really, but I'm certainly past that sort of stuff. It's 1,000. Sean, I'm middle class. I don't know how much a bag is. It's £1,000. It's £1,000. So yeah, 14 grand. Now I'm thinking that Chiang Mai ICA might have been in that as well, I guess. But sounds like organ harvesting. If you think that didn't go through my mind, when you're on death's door, like my heart rate went down to something like 16. They said to me in the hospital when I said I'm leaving, they said, you'll die. You won't get to Bangkok. And I had to I had to weigh it up and think, are they right? And you're not in a good space to make such a decision. But I tell you what, I'm fucking glad I did. I'm really glad I did. Let's have a catch up on some super chats. Doc Shelley's dropped a 10 spot. Glad you're not dead. I mean, come on. Only in this part of the internet does someone send a super chat like that, and most people watching kind of understand it's not a joke. Me too, Doc. Me too. Thank you very much. My man Rollo has dropped to $4.99. Could you mentor me in locksmithing before you retire to the provinces? Ping me an email, Rollo. I'd happily point you in the right direction of some resources for sure. Yeah, I mean, I can answer questions, but it's kind of simple, and then it's just about practice. Yeah, ping me an email and we'll talk for sure. Anyone I'll tell you who you should get talking to, LC350. I don't know if he's here, but he's away with it. He's absolutely away with it. Fellow scrub. But yeah, ping me an email, Rollo, chris@chrisdangerfield.com. Nice one. Packer, anything been happening? Nice one, Sluggo. Appreciated. Sounds like an NHS. It was a private place. This was the other thing, though, Toffee. I promised I wouldn't go on about it. I suppose this is what this stream's going to be, isn't it? I suppose it is. But I didn't realise that I was paying to be there as well. And I didn't know how much it was either. I still don't. But somewhere along the line. So I guess that when they, yeah, it was meant to be a private hospital. But I know when an hospital doesn't know what it's doing because I've been in enough to know when they do, There you go. The Mac is back. Nice to see you, Mr. Gold. Hope you and yours are well. Pax Max on the firm. I see him out here last year. Looking good, having a good time. Who else we got here? Patch. Good Lord. Hello, Patch. I'm so happy to see you. Just checked on you yesterday. Yeah, man. What a pleasure to see you. Yo, I said, that's because I was reading Rollo's. Rollo has weighed the balance. I don't know whether to feel sorry for you or tell you you're a completely irresponsible knob to get yourself in this place. You could have left us all to manage without you forever, without closure. I don't understand that, but certainly don't feel sorry for me. But someone said that in this, I think it was, who said it? In one of the comments on the Substack, she said, you're feeling a bit sorry for yourself. And I'm like, well, yeah, actually, yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair enough, isn't it? Is there not a time and a place to feel sorry for yourself? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I got it wrong. Packer?
Nothing. No, we had Christmas. Well, I was ill for a week. It was awful, but like it's 50 in comparison to yours. I just had the flu.
You had a touch of the flu. Well, I'm glad you're right. Hello, John. Nice to see you. Tricky Roo says, be sober, kids. There you go. Charlie's on the firm. How lovely. Winstoner, thank you. That's very kind of you. Tom O.B. Now, that could be a few different people, actually. Or it could just be you. I'm sure it is you. Thank you, Charlie. That's very lovely. Steady. I haven't had crack in decades, mate. Well, you know, it's never say never, Cooper. Get your cack out. Oh, you're talking about the matoid there. Yes, Mark, for sure. Hello, Freely Farm. Good to see you. Not a great advert for Thai healthcare. Just waking up. Not a great advert for Thai rehab centres. Why wasn't there someone there? This is why you're here. The nurses know. You can't just wake up in rehab and be like, this is all right. Wake up in ICU, I mean, and think, oh, this is all right. This is certainly what I expected. No. And I knew they were fucking it up. That's what done me. And then to go again and see it again. The problem with one of the many problems with medicine is it's a broad stroke, and we're not a broad people. Individuals are different. And when they try and treat everyone the same, even when you've been doing this yo-yo for 30 years, and you say to them, this is what will happen if you do that. Not only do I know that, but it just happened. Remember what I told you on the phone, which is why I'm at your place and not the other one. Yeah. Well, you're doing it again. Don't. Oh, fuck you then. Go on, let's go. We think you should go to the intensive care. I just read it. I think I should get the fuck out of this death trap. It's hard for me to explain because I can fully understand that some of you might be thinking, nah, man, you should have stayed there. They know what they're doing. Trust me on this. And I know plenty of people who've had terrible, terrible treatment in hospitals all around the world. Sometimes they don't know what they're doing. Telling someone who's withdrawing they've got a fever, it's like telling someone with diarrhea that they're farting too much or something. It's just stupid. Ludwig's on the firm. Good to see you, mate. Should we open it up, Packer? Should we see if someone wants to come in?
Yeah.
Thank you, Brooke. You've been very kind. I wonder. I'll tell you what. I'll stick the invite in. If anyone's got any questions for me about any of that, I'm happy to talk to you. Please give the Substack story a read. Thank you to everyone who's already read it and left a comment. It means so much to me. That's why I write, so that people read it. It's an interesting one. I'm very proud of it, actually. It was one of those ones where, I put my hands in my rucksack, pulled out a lot of bits of napkin and plane tickets, and I found a little bookies pen. That must have come from England. That's been in my bag for decades. The little blue disposable, Joey. Yeah. And that old story was written on scraps of paper. It kind of reads like it as well, but there's nothing wrong with that. I'm so behind.
Mrs. Packer says hi. She says
hello. Oh, I nearly doxed Mrs. Packer there. Hello, love. Nice to see you. Thanks for passing the email on. Paul says, I'm sorry to be a downer, but my brother, one of the old scrubs, succumbed to cancer. Glenn Gooner, no way. Yeah, will do. Thank you, Paul. Well, thanks for letting us know. That awful. There you go. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. I've lost plenty of people while I was there. And I have been traumatized by it. I'm not the person I was. I might be in a few months. I'm very unwell. I mean, you can probably hear my voice is a bit wobbly and a bit delicate, but it does give you a different perspective of what's important and what you've got to do, what needs doing. Sitting around not doing a lot isn't me. And I was doing a fair amount of that, to be honest with you, last year, over the year. I'll probably do a stream about investments at some point, because everyone who's still invested, what a rot the last few weeks has been, but it happens. It's a correction. If you panic sell on emotions, you're going to lose a fortune. If you buy the dip, and that doesn't mean waiting for it to bottom out, that means dollar cost averaging every week or every month so that you get a decent price when they all go back up. This isn't my first rodeo. This happens. The S&P goes down 5% 3 times a year, goes down 20% every 2 years, I think. This is a buying opportunity. Now, I'm skint, but don't sell to rebuy. It's madness. Or if I sell now, you can take... Anyway, I'll do a whole stream about that later. Well, not later. Later, yeah. another time. Dillich says they're not heart monitors. That's a game of whack-a-mole. Talking about those things on my chest. Yeah, it didn't look great. Yes, Alexander, it's been an absurd few months. Packer, have Scrubs been getting together on 42 stream or Rags' stream? Have you all been discussing the Trump administration and what's been going on over there?
Yes, we've all been cropping up in the usual places and thoroughly enjoying it. It's been hilarious, mostly.
People, let me know in the chat, people. I can certainly help you, Rod. I can certainly point you in the right direction for sure. Always happy to help out anyone when I can. Chat, tell me what you're thinking about the. I took profits on Palantir. I'll be honest with you. I took profits when it was 122. I just thought this is priced in perfection. I'm out. So it's not my place to comment, but I certainly wouldn't sell. What is it today? 82 or something? No, but they had priced in perfection. I wouldn't be surprised if Palantir doesn't go down to 40, 50, and maybe if I could scrap a few quid together, I'd get some. But without a doubt, it's a great company, but now it's a real long term. I'd say 5-6 years, but they're kind of going to take over the West. Essentially, it will come to the point where, for large corporations, if you haven't been Palantired, then you're not fighting on an equal footing as your competitors. Marzipan, hello mate. Hello, Ian. I thought about you, Ian. I thought about you quite a lot, actually. Nyanthos, they're all turning out. They're all coming out of the woodwork today. Amazing to see you. Yeah, look, I'll put the invite in the chat. Anyone who wants to come in, say a few words. Don't be disappointed when I chuck you. It just means we can get more people in, get some hellos said and all that. When I say, okay, bye, don't think it's because I don't like you. It's a numbers game. Osmeister drops a 5 spot. Nice to see you. Nice. Did you explain why you went? I mean, you can probably guess there's only one reason you go. I mean, unless you want more detail in a certain area, but there are legal issues with that. So ping me an email if you want, Osmeister. I'm happy to tell you. Broken silence is on the firm. A nice one for that 5-bit, Osmeister. Much appreciated. Really appreciated. No, Vincent, this is brother. I mean, unless you're talking about a different GG. Jack's all over Vance. Yeah, I think he's good stuff. It was good to see him come to the UK and give the European leaders an arse whooping. I mean, I'm really into it all, actually. We're not going to get what we want. So, but considering the political climate of the West, it's almost an anomaly. It surprises me, actually. Although it's almost inevitable as well. It's almost how nature works, isn't it? Here we go. Here's the join. If someone wants to come in, I'll only take one in at a time. So if someone's in and someone else comes in, I'll just kick you out for a minute. Marzipan needs new glasses. He's having trouble hearing the stream. There you go. Toffee says Mars's little bulldog face is the last person you want to think about. That's a bit rough, isn't it? Well, Marzipan probably knows why he came to mind. There you go, Baz. That's what it's a bit like. Donning Armour's on the firm. Speaking of Marzipan's bulldog face, look who's rocked up. Hello, mate.
Golly, What?
I don't know, Packer. Do you know what he said?
I said I look quite pale. It's my winter coat.
You do look a bit pale. Ian, do you find you have to pronounce your words clearly for us Englishmen?
Yes.
That wasn't really a question. That was more of a statement. How have you been, Ian?
All right. That's sad. Lonely, but other than that, all right. Usual.
That's lovely. That's what you want for a guest. Sad, lonely. Anything?
I'm not going to butter up for you.
No.
I'm through it now. I'm feeling a lot better.
There you go. You've done a little switcheroo. You see, you turned it into a positive message.
Exactly. How have you
Yeah,
been? What's been happening with your health? I missed it.
That's amazing. It's kind of predictable. We are in. Here's my favourite photo. I can show you this. Hang on. It kind of tells only half the story, though. There you go.
That's not good.
No. But look, I kind of. Oh, what's happened? This one. You know what happened. I won't. No. Well, yes. Watch the video from the beginning when you're done. You know. I've only really got one issue in my life. That's why I thought about you. I'll tell you why I also thought about you, Ian, because when I read Dostoevsky's Notes from the Underground, people, if you haven't read it, you really should read it. There's a reason it's Dostoevsky. I think he looks like you. I see you as that character. That's a compliment, actually, as well. Nice one, blogs. Good to see you, Bill.
What is he then? What sort of character is he? Tall, dark, and handsome.
I mean, give it a read. He's got quite a bad reputation, Dostoevsky, but I think it's easy reading, especially Notes from the Underground. It's just a bloke who spent a lot of time on his own, who reflects on the sort of existential issues of the time.
I don't mind being on my own. I don't mind just being me and the dog, which is quite sad, quite addicted.
But it's a weird thing, though, Ian, because when you come on, you say you've been sad and lonely, and I find it hard when I put those two things together, sad and lonely. I don't mind being on my own. I'm not saying you're wrong with either of those, but they're a bit contradictory.
I can get into depths of it, Chris, where I don't even want to go to the shops.
What that happens, you isolate that much. You just don't want to connect with the outside world. Yeah. I know that feeling, actually.
Only time I go out is to fucking go and get my prescription.
Why is that, though? Do you know?
No, I just I didn't like dealing with people.
Is it you don't like what you don't like other people? Or is it the act or engaging with them you don't like? If you could go out and walk around and no one talk to you, would that be all right?
I do that all the time. I did go for a walk.
The accidental genius comedian of Ian Marr. I do that all the time. Okay. Any you look like Dostoevsky right there. That was it. That pose there. Anything else you'd like to put? Disappointed? No.
Putting my joint out, I said, disappointed? Where the fuck did you get that from?
That's how projection works, you see. That's what I was thinking. So I heard it.
Putting my joint out.
I saw a video the other day where they changed the word that they printed, like the subtitle changed. And you think that's what the bloke said when it's a word that you could mistake for other words, and when they change the subtitle, you hear the other word. It's hard to explain.
When I was learning Dutch and looking at the English and Dutch subtitles, you were just like, oh, what the fuck, man?
Right, there was no real correlation.
Well, you've got a Dutch statement or an English statement that's like fucking 2 or 3 paragraphs long, and you've got 2 Dutch words for it.
Kamai is the other way round. Like I'll say to my missus something like, how do you say because? And then I'll have to translate it, and she'll say,
no literal translation whatsoever.
That ain't ever going to get used, but I've already forgotten it. What's happening for the new? It's not really the new year now. Have you got any plans? Oh, yeah, actually, that was a nonsense. I had a question I wanted to ask you. On your travels, for people who don't know, Tim, I'll put it again in a minute. We only have one guest in at a time anyway, so you're not missing out. I'll drop it in again in a minute. Not a problem. Hello, Raisin Sack. Good to see thee. Blog says there's a grumpy Scotsman. They wear it as a badge of honour up there. Bill, if you ever went to Glasgow, sorry, Ian. People who don't know, Ian the Marzipan is a globally travelled person. So what I wanted to ask you, did you ever... Well, no, you kind of wear it quite well. Did you ever were you ever in a place long enough, or did you go back enough times to pick up any of the lingo, or was that something you just didn't give a shit about doing?
Yeah, I used to speak Dutch fluently, but if you don't speak every day, then...
When you mentioned Dutch subtitles,
then you lose it.
It's weird, isn't it? I had a mate, he worked out in Guangdong for about 15 years, and he learned to speak Cantonese almost fluently. Like, he couldn't get into the history or politics, but he wasn't not as bad as I am at Khmer. You know, he could just rattle it off. And when he came back to the UK, after about 8 years, we went to Venezuela, and there was a Chinese shop there. And I said, go on, blow their minds and speak Cantonese. And he sort of did. But afterwards, he said, I can't really speak it anymore. And I thought, wow, imagine being able to speak Cantonese. I mean, it positions you so well for business because it's the business language of China. But just to let that go seems crazy. But
in my mind, before a telephone conversation down with someone, you've got it.
Right, okay, so you've got no visual clues. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Did you have a Dutch missus ever?
Yeah.
How long was that for?
About a year.
I thought you were going to say half hour. That was one of those Amsterdam birds. I've had a few Dutch misses.
A couple of them, you know. Body to body.
Okay.
Body to body, privy salon.
Ian, you were looking wistfully at the horizon of your past when you said body to body.
No,
He was.
you projected that onto me, Chris.
No, you're doing it now. Even Packer said you was, and he hasn't said anything for 30 minutes. So that I'm taking that as a proof. What do you make of Packer's beard? He's out bearded us. He's got more beard than me and you put together.
He has, I chopped mine off. It was getting too much.
See what you see, Packer? That's his
if anybody's ever seen my nephew's beard, that's where the sort of fucking lines mine was getting to.
Was it? What's his name? Who comes in here? He's got like a proper ZZ top, hasn't he?
No, was fucking Desperate Dan Square.
Oh yeah, that's a proper Scottish man's. That's Scotch porridge oats cover, isn't it?
Yeah. If you go to my nephew's webpage and you see a photograph of him, you're like, holy fuck.
Does he wear a kilt and a sporran?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Nice one, Pax Max. Well, Ian, it's been an absolute dubious pleasure. Okay. Any words of wisdom you want to leave us with? Cheers, Tim.
Words of wisdom. No.
You can think about it if you want.
Don't be a
Ragnar says, I'm just used to being on my own. It sucks. Yeah, that's the same contradiction, isn't it? It's a bit of a weird one. Hello, Pax. Yeah. Is Marzipan? No, he's back. All right. Well, I'll let you go, Ian. Thanks for coming in. I can't hear you.
I'm trying to show you my dog before I go.
Okay. I want to see how the dog is.
Yeah.
More. Will it be on more? No. I thought it would be calm, but what the fucking hell was going on?
I don't know how guests share pictures.
Yeah.
I just get the dog. I thought that's what you're going to do. Bit of a silhouette there. There you go. Dog has been witnessed.
Yeah. Right, guys. Take care.
Cheers.
Nice
Look after
to see you
yourself,
in the
son.
field.
Yeah.
Glad
You'll
to
see
see you're
the beginning
still alive, Billy.
Cheers, Ian. Ta-da!
Parker, it looks like your head's on upside down. Parker's head's on upside down. Parker's head's on upside down.
There you go. You don't help me, do you, Packer? You don't help me. You don't help me,
What should I have done there? I just don't get it.
You know, I know what I'm going to get from Marzipan, and that's why I have him on. Tim, I'm putting the link in the chat now. So if you see it and you're first in line, it's the bottom of the chat. Osmeister says, smoking weed constantly ain't going to give you a positive mind. Shots fired from the weed train. Shots fired. John B is recommending Solzhenitsyn. There you go. Yep, for sure, John. What was it Pag said? Yeah, it's a great book, but for me, notes from the underground, well, you know, why do you like one book more than another? It's kind of pointless explaining it. But that's the one I'm sort of recommending at the moment. IR says, I can't be bothered dealing with people. Most of them are morons. I can relate. I don't know, you know, I just find that I quite like people. I like people. What I find, you've got to just give them permission to be honest. The problem with the sort of social arrangement, and in many ways the sort of social contract of late 20th century, early 21st century Western capitalist liberal, which they are unfortunately, civilizations, is we're happy to play roles. And that's dull as fuck. It's so boring. That's why when you go out, people take drugs, people drink, people play games, people go and see a film, people go and see a show. That's why there's always something like playing games, taking drugs, all those things. It gives you some kind of format with which you can move around the kind of superficial. But if you give people permission to be honest, and that doesn't mean just saying to them, you can be honest with me, because that's really creepy. But you'll find most people have got something just under the surface that's really interesting. And they like being given that permission, especially chicks. They love it. That was my chat up. You don't have to bullshit me. You know, I'd sit next to a bird in a student bar and just say, how are you? She'd say, well, I go, I'm not actually interested, but if you want to fuck, we can do that. And if she said, yeah, I'll say, sweet, should we have a couple more drinks here, or do you just want to go now? And immediately they're like, hang on a minute, this is a bit more like it. Now, you don't necessarily walk off and, you know, get in bed, but even if they don't want to, you in my way, I wouldn't say use that one unless you're comfortable with it, but in my way, I've said to them, we can get rid of all that polite shit if you want. And usually you don't have to be intelligent or bright or well-read to be honest. And honesty, it's so refreshing. You know, that's why we're all online. That's why we look for things on the internet. That's why we look for videos. That's why we like certain creators and things, because we feel that they've stripped a bit of bullshit away. That's kind of how it works. And I think most people, look, let's approach it from the other way. Anyone, however interesting they are, however much they've done, however many insights they've got, if they're being polite, it's dull as fuck, it's awkward, and it's a waste of your time. Anyone. You know, you can imagine someone who's fought in 3 wars, has had 5 marriages, or has raised a family of 10, or owns the biggest business in the world. If they're being polite to you, they might as well be a doorstop. So you can turn that around, even someone who's done next. And even if you talk to a kid, you know, and kids are dull as fuck, really, because they haven't done a lot. They don't know a lot. But if you can get them to be honest, it starts being quite interesting because no one's at peace with their own honesty. And so it gets a little bit interesting and the conversation starts growing rather than just sort of, you know, like someone on the bus stop. Hello, all right, yeah. You know, why do we like it when a lunatic starts talking to you? Why do you tell that story to your mates? Oh, the other day I went into Wickes to get a bit of 2 before, and some bloke come up to me and went, "Oh, I know your brother Neville." And your mates start laughing, but you engage with those people because in their way, they've given you permission to be honest. Like when I was getting my juice the other day from the hospital, the bit where I have to go shares a building with the mental health department. And I'm walking along and this bloke behind me, come on, bloke, goes, "Hello." And I turn around, I go, "Hello, mate." He goes, so I start doing that. And the more I'm doing it, he's like, and just as I was doing my second sort of rise of laughter back to him, he just went, "Shoo," and he went, just walked off as if I was a Burke. And it was like, hang on. And I felt like something had been lost because, and I told people, I'm telling you that now, because it was more than just, "You all right?" "Yeah, I'm all right." You know, no one really wants to know if you're all right. Who gives a fuck? "You all right?" "Yeah, I'm all right." And that's why everyone says yes. You know, I went about 20 years of refusing to answer that question in the positive. "You all right?" "No." And most people hate it when you say that because they're like, "Oh, fuck, he's actually going there." No, I'm not all right. It's fucking stress being alive. "Why? What's up with you?" "Well, I definitely am going to die." For a start, you know, that's kind of there. It's on the agenda. Vince, your microphone is muted. I know I've been jibbing, but are you here? Or did you just want to turn up in like a symbolic, maybe I can
Vincent?
unmute you. No, you've muted yourself. Go on, Packer.
No, I'm just saying, Vincent, are you there? Can you hear us?
You're
hello.
unmuted now.
Can you hear me now?
Hello, Vince. How are
Just
you?
having spastic problems. Yeah, not too bad.
Now, you
Weather's
sent
warming
me
up
an
now,
email.
so
Sorry, go on.
everyone's coming to life.
Yeah.
Bit of a delay, I think.
Always. Oh, is there? All right, well, Vincent, let me speak and I'll leave you to speak. You sent me an email. I don't want to dox you, but you're going to see Spiritualized soon.
Yeah, 2 weeks' time.
I think
not gonna say which day, 'cause it's only 2
Glass is
days.
going to be there. I think Glass is going to be at that gig.
Uh,
You'll know her because she
Barbican?
floats like a queen, glistens
in London,
like
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think she lives in London, does she? Nah, he's all over the country, man. He's not. I'm going to the best one, Barbican, Central London. It's going to be the one.
Great gig.
Second time.
Emma G says, sorry,
Can't wait.
Vincent. Sorry, hang on, mate. Good to see you back. Been lurking while driving. I read your Substack. Couldn't make head nor tail of it. Made me feel a bit stupid. No. You did. You understood as much as you needed to, Emma. Thank you for giving it your time. Vincent, with the delay, it's quite difficult. So I'm just going to let you talk so that you can bring some love and life to the glorious House of Scrubs, of which you are an OG.
Yeah, hopefully. I hate saying because I'm not stupid. I'm just not prepared to speak. Yeah, one of the best gigs I've been to was Spiritualized at Roundhouse. I walked up close to the stage to try and get a close up of Jason, but my camera wasn't good enough. You need a better zoom lens, but you weren't supposed to film anything, but I was filming everything and they were all right. And yeah, this time it's the Barbican. It's a bigger venue. It wasn't too bad. 45 quid a ticket plus a fee. It's £13 parking up there, which is all right. I'm not getting on the transport.
I think it was you, Vincent, who we were talking about the new. Well, it's not new anymore, but the latest Spiritualized album, and I said to you, I think it was the A song, and you said no, it's all about the D song. And is that the one with the train tracks?
The one the train tracks is gonna. You want to come with me to the city tonight?
That's it. Night. What a tune, man.
Yeah, they're both the best.
Yeah.
But yeah, the video on that's the best one.
Yeah, just a train journey, isn't it? It looks like it's going down southeast London as well through like.
Let me unplug this.
Go on, do it. Yeah. While you're doing it, I'll read out some comments. Historical dog.
Hey? Can you hear me?
Sort of, but there's a bit of interference.
echo now. I've got a bit of music in the background. Let me turn that off, and there's another fan.
Okay.
Let me try.
Historical Doppelganger says, I am the same. I've fallen to this habit of rarely going to the shop. I found a lot of people disappointing or were disappointed or let down who I thought were friends and family. Good Lord.
Is that better?
I don't know what to say. It is better, as long as the delay's not there. Also, nice to see you, Paul Salmon. What an absolute star to see thee.
Well, you just get a lot more cynical as you get older, don't you?
Hang on. Sorry, can I just do these super chats while we're... Did I do this one from Ozmeister? Did you explain why you went to rehab? Do I need to? But yes, I did. You can guess it, Ozmeister. Thank you very much. I might have read that one already. Jack London says, glad you're back and in good form. How much juice is holding you, and do you plan to wean off eventually? Oh, I plan to wean off in about 3 months, Jack. I'm doing 30 mil. But it's weird because it's methadose. It's not the same as the green stuff in the UK. It's red. And when they give it to me, it's about 3 mil, and then they pour like a cherry flavour into it. It's fucking weird. It's $1 a day in Bodia. Nice one, Jack. But yeah, I mean, I've got to get off that before I go to the provinces. I'm done with it. But, if Jeff Sharla can rattle 120 mil Doan script at 78 years old, I reckon I'll be all right. Thanks for the donation, Jack. Much appreciated. I'm fucking skint. So it's treble bubble at the moment. That's really appreciated. Naughty G drops 150 NT. Good to see you back, Chris. Was in Bodia a few weeks ago. Oh, bollocks to that. That's a shame. I'd have loved to. Well, it's a bit.
That should be less echo now.
A bit presumptuous to think you might have wanted to catch up with me, but if I'd have known, I'd definitely come and see you. Staying near a casino. That ain't hard over here. Hello, little un. Good to see you, mate. All growing up there like a man child. Nice one, Naughty G. Good to see these. Arklow, of course. Arklow. Arklow, since we spoke last, I haven't stopped listening to Sig or Ross. All right, Chris, I hope you're feeling a bit better and recovering. It's okay not to feel okay from time to time. To get wise words, I've had to tell myself that because I can't do the things I was doing 3 months ago. I'm like, come on, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. And my missus is like, you nearly died 4 weeks ago. And I'm like, yeah, but that was 4 weeks ago. Thank you, Arklow. Thanks for that. Thanks for those very wise words. Vincent, you're wittering away in the background there. What are you saying?
So I'm just looking at the A song is Laid in Your Arms, and the D song is Do you want to come to the city tonight? They're both amazing. They're both brilliant. They're both the best ones.
Yeah. It's a great album.
I like
Go on.
So Long You Pretty Things as well.
Yeah, beautiful. His little daughter, she was about 6. She wrote some of those lyrics in that song. I think it's When You Feel Okay by the Scary Jesus. I think his daughter wrote those lines.
Amazing. That's an amazing song, man. Gonna get that again, I think. Pure Phase. Yeah, you were talking about Mads, and I replied to your email. I only saw it the other day. You sent it in October, it's ages ago.
Oh, yeah, right.
I've got a ticket in January, and I'm going in. It's the 22nd of March, 27th.
So, people, the gig Vincent's going to is Spiritualized, right? But they're. Go on, Vincent. All right.
Spiritualized at the Barbican. Yeah.
They're doing Pure Phase live. Now, Pure Phase is the album that Mads produced. Remember the fella that come on here and talked about the production when they merged like 4 different takes and they were slightly off and all that? I think I said to you, Vincent, it's a weird choice for a live album. Have you got the album, Vincent? Pure Phase?
Yeah, I've got all of them, apart from some of the live ones. I just got another one live at the Albert Hall. I've not even played it yet, so I listened to it on YouTube. That's cool.
I used to have
quality,
it got nicked. Yeah, amazing. Amazing. What's the opening one? Walking with Jesus.
Sweet Jesus.
Vincent, have you got any words of wisdom to leave us with? No?
Don't worry, be happy.
Don't have to.
Always look on the bright side of life. And
hang on, what was the first one?
Keep calm and carry on.
Keep
Don't
calm,
worry,
Harry.
be happy. Always look on the bright side of life and
These
keep
are
calm and
songs.
carry on. All very
Cheers,
British,
Vincent.
inspired, influenced. You take care, Chris. I'll speak to you another time, yeah?
Yeah.
All right,
look
Packer.
after-
Hello, Packer, mate. Good luck to all your family and your kids. So
There
I
you
said
go.
to you another time, brother. Take care, Chris, and all the
Ta-da,
scrubs.
ta-da, mate.
Look after yourselves, you bunch of nutters.
People, stick a V in the chat for Vincent there. He had some technical difficulties. It ain't easy when you got that delay, but he come through like a warrior and left us with some lovely, kind words. Do you go to gigs, Packer? I know the answer, but I thought
No,
I'd
not
ask
any
why.
fucking more. No, not since 1990 something.
Right, here we go. I want to know, Scrubs, in the chat. Hello, Otto. I can see other people calling you, but I didn't see your. I'll catch you in a minute on there. Yeah. In fairness, Mr. Gold, I think everyone had it. What was your first gig ever, Packer? Scrubs, let me know in the chat. I'll stick them on the screen. First gig ever. Plastic Africans here. Cole Lewis, Lulu. Amazing. Look at those V's for Vinny. No gig since the sickness. Packer, who was it, your first live gig?
The Stray Cats.
Oh, that's not a bad call, though, is it? Not bad at all.
Hammersmith Odeon.
Russ, Toady wants the entropy link. Here we go, Toady. I can sort that out for you. Have you saw the Stray Cats at the Hammersmith Odeon?
Yeah.
Ain't bad at all. First,
well, it was my older brother's mate had got some tickets or something, and they had a spare ticket. So me and my brother and 3 of his mates all went. And one of us looked like a school teacher, and my brother and his mates all looked like
Stray Cats.
none of us looked like the Stray Cats, but everybody else at the gig did. And they all turned up being old Ford Populars and Vauxhall Victors and shit like, you know what I mean? And it was amazing.
Yeah. First live gig I ever see, I was 16 actually, and it was a band called A Door-Marked Summer, and it was a crusty gig, you know, dreadlocks and all that shit, and there were sheep and goats and God knows what in the audience, like literally farm animals, and I was tripping natch, and spent the night in a sleeping bag with my first love. Touched her friend's vagina.
Oh.
While I was in the sleeping bag with my first love, I got my hand out and touched her best mate's vagina. I hope she's not watching this. Neither of them. Unlikely. Yeah. Let's see the Scrubs first one. Nice one, Catherine. Lovely to see you, darling. You're all right, Vincent. Sorry about the technical problems. Good to have you. Toady, I'll put that in the
Smith. That's a good one.
Hang on, I'll stick them on. Toady, I've just popped that in the chat. Rusky was swayed. Hello, Ludwig. Did I say it? Hello, Lartus. Bless you, Lartus. Devo, that's a good call. 1980? I mean, you must have only been about 60. It's a good call, though. Oh, hang on. I'm going to look like an idiot by not knowing who this is. Packer, who is it? Are we looking like old boomers now?
Oh, that's
you know what?
I've got no fucking idea who that is.
Does the missus know?
Do you know SHH? SHHB. The band. No.
Good. I feel better now. Ozmeister went and saw himself. As if he doesn't look like David Gray. Yeah, I'm a bit weird with David Gray because he did release a couple of nice songs, but songs.
With David Gray, it's basically if you want it, go and get it.
Is that a lyric or something? I don't know.
For crying out loud. Yeah.
Ultravox, good call. Savage Rose. Brad wants to know if I gender reassignment. Yeah, I went back to being a man, Brad. Nice one on the donation, young Bradley.
The Sensual Alex Harvey Band.
The Sensual Alex Harvey Band. I don't know. That is, never heard of them.
My team.
Your team, that's a good call. I think Winstoners winning, although Adore Mark Summers pretty out there. Ultra Rock, Savage Road. Hang on, you're saying that to me, Brad. That weren't the first band you went to see, was it? Thank you, Brad. Hope you're well, mate. I see Brad's got a Substack, people. Brad's got a Substack. There you go. Brad's saying hello. It's going better than it was for a while there, Plastic. Pangs can't remember. I imagine that when you discovered live music, you probably racked up about 400 gigs that year, Pags. No, you. Bucks Fizz at 8 years old. Oh, when Cheryl whipped off that dress on telly, we watched it on this stream, didn't we? We watched it in slow motion. I may have watched
that a number of times throughout my life.
There you go. Certainly as a young man. Scrubs, if you weren't here at the beginning, I will be knocking out a lot more content, not just streams like videos. I'm going to try and make a video daily, just like a little 10-minute reaction to a video I find or something in the news or something like that. So do us a favor, and well, if you want to, if you like them and watch them. That's all I ask. Yeah. Guns N' Roses, first and last. What, you went to their first and their last gig, or in 82 you went and saw the Guns N' Roses and you haven't seen a live band since then? Simple Minds in Texas, Chaz and Dave in 82. I was less than one. Does that count, Backer? Are we giving someone who calls himself Jack London seeing Chaz and Dave half a pint of Guinness in the
else would he have been?
Exactly that.
Where else would he have fucking
Exactly
been?
that. Curiosity Killed the Cat. Oh, what was the song? With the berry, wasn't it? Mischievous or something, was it? I mean, like, it was called that.
Straight back down to
Straight back down, straight back down, straight back down, you're straight back down to earth. Ain't nobody gonna need a friend. Yeah, there you go. Arklow was correct on this. It was strictly speaking, it was simply, I mean, I could have said RDF and Osrix and Alquind at the Alquind 12-hour Technicolor Dream at Brixton Academy to be really cool. But strictly speaking, it was a Dormant Summer and Whitstable with goats and sheep in the audience. So I'm with you on that, Arklow. Sometimes you just got to tell the truth and weirdly be cooler for that. AC/DC from Doc Shelley. Zeitgeist, hello, Sonny saw the Pogues. His first gig was the Pogues. He's knocked it out of the fucking park with the Pogues. I don't know what to do. That must have been too good. What was that? Late 80s, mid 80s, Zeitgeist? I mean, the 80s were the time to see the Pogues. I mean, after I used to knock about with McGowan, not like mates knock about, but he used to go and have a few syrups in the colony rooms. I think Sarah Lucas done a portrait of Shane McGowan using gear on a bit of foil, chasing it around the drawing. Those are the days. Screwdriver, look at Vincent causing us all sorts of far right problems. It's the first gig back. Lowlands, all festivals. For me, it was Glastonbury. I was a bit typical in it, but I was only about 14 now, 15 maybe. The Smiths, as if Disco Void hasn't won. That's up there with the Pogues, really. I don't know. What do you reckon? Smiths or the Pogues? Toady, did you not get it yet? Got Enschbling. I'll stick it in again. I'm sure I've done it a few times. I don't know why it's not working. Maybe it isn't working. I don't know, Toady. I'm trying my best. Trust me, I need the money. If you don't get it, I'll call you. Go on.
Mrs. Packer says ELO, first gig live.
I know the bloke who plays keyboards for them on tour. Oh, no, it might be guitar, actually. Yeah, Mumford used to be in a band with him, and he's now touring with ELO. And, I mean, they're a very cool band, but not anymore. It doesn't cut it now, does it? What, you're touring with ELO in 2025?
Hang on. It was in Skeggy.
Hang on. Oh, what?
When she saw ELO, she saw him in Skegness.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of going down a bit. UB40, there you go. I don't know what Nice Touch is. I don't know if it's a band or whatever. Sorry, Lars, come on. It would be weird if I didn't. Yes. Greedy, dirty respect. Yeah. I was in a sleeping bag with one. Yeah. I learned my lines very young. Oh, apparently it's a sensational Alex Harvey band, not the sensual. Prince is a great call, actually.
I did double check before she made me say it. We'll talk about that afterwards.
I'm so far behind the chat. Brad said, my first gig, I touched Bill. I don't know what to make of it. You talking about that, Bill? You know what? I went to the Scrubs lifeboat today. I've had a little peek in there and I've dropped a couple of messages in over the last couple of weeks. I went there today to put the link to this stream in it, and the first thing I see is just Bill and Vincent at each other's throats. Bill just taking the, it's just, I thought, some things never change. Thank you, Brad, for that donation, mate. Much appreciated. Bill wants to know about Virgin. That reminds me of Mora Virgin. That's a book worth reading. Blaise Cendrars. It's called Mora Virgin. Lars might be able to help us with that, but as far as I can remember, it translates as two things: either death by vagina or death to vagina. Mort, for like mort, French for death, and Virgin, Mora Virgin. It's the name of a character who's in a mental hospital in the book. Blaise Cendrars lost an arm in the war and was a writer, and he wrote Mora Virgin. It's one of the most impactful books you'll ever read. This psychiatrist, we'll call him for whatever, he's Mora Virgin's psychiatrist. And Mora Virgin is locked up in this maximum security, like nut house for absolute nutters, right? And Mora Virgin starts seducing the psychiatrist, not sensually, but sort of culturally. He starts sort of, telling him what he'd like to do and his mad fantasies. And he gets the psychiatrist round to his way of thinking. And the psychiatrist is like, I wonder what would happen if I let this fella out and followed him around. And he does. And I'll tell you what, for a book, I think it came out in about 1925, I'm guessing, somewhere around then, early 20th century for sure. You wouldn't believe it. I think it didn't get banned because the people didn't want to admit to even picking up a book called Death by Vagina. It's pretty intense. Check it out, Blaise Cendrars. Arklow, ever read Mora Virgin?
No, but I have read, and I just finished it yesterday. Candide by Voltaire. Have you ever read that, Chris?
No, I have not. No. How was it for you?
It was actually pretty good. It's just an unfortunate pity that he was the intellectual seed for the French Revolution. So that's obviously not good.
Tell us a bit. I don't know anything about it. I've obviously heard of Voltaire, but I don't.
I assumed it was a kind of a sort of a maybe like a kind of a young woman about Paris, in the 1700s, that kind of a thing. I thought that might be what it is, but Candide is a young man that grows up on an estate in Germany. And hang
on. Sorry, Arklow. Just because this is really interesting, you went into it thinking you had like an assumption that it would be like a sort of romantic tale of a young woman in the French sort of, which is understandable. We all go into books with some kind. If it's got a cover and a name, you'll make assumptions. Yeah, and it was nothing like that.
No, nothing like that.
Some geezer in Germany 100 years before.
It's sort of an ensemble piece. Candide is the main protagonist, and he lives a good life on this estate in Westphalia in Germany. But he has romantic designs on the daughter of the Baron. Her name is Lady Cunegonde, and he's becoming amorous with her one day. And the Baron's like, "Get the F out of here," The whole book then is just this one series of mishaps after another, with Candide having to join the army. He tries to desert.
Hang on, when you say having to join, is everything he's doing to get hold of this bird, or is it not related?
Yeah. He's trying to get back to her. He's trying to get back to her. And it's the book is a critique, and it's a farce. critiquing the kind of predominant philosophy in French society was at the time. This all is well, all is for the best in this best of worlds. You know, nothing is really wrong. Even things that go wrong all serve a purpose of. It's a really I mean, it's meant to be a critique of optimism. Do you know what I mean? You know.
Yeah, isn't it also called that?
Yeah, it was called optimism. Yeah.
Was it in French? Was it called optimism?
Yeah. Well, I think it was published both as Candide and Optimism, or you know, yeah.
Interesting. Can I ask, Arklow, what makes you select a book to read? What's your criteria?
Well, I'm trying to mix up, you know, good books with just stuff that'll be more not as intense. So I try to mix it up a bit, like, you know, I try to read, you know, nourishing books, and then I read more, you know,
liberal arts books.
Well, I mean, look, I mean, at the moment, and this was all based on Morgoth's say so, but I'm plowing through all the Warhammer books, the Horus Heresy books. They're fucking brilliant, by the way. They're really good. They're really good. They're really good.
No, I'm not knocking it at all. I'm not knocking it at all.
They're right crack, and they're quite well written, actually. You know what I mean? You know, and they're full of action, and they're fucking deadly. But you know,
I know nothing about these. So I obviously know what are we talking? Warhammer 40,000 or more fantasy?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking Space Marines and the Emperor and all that.
Yeah.
So I used to play it.
We were having dinner down in my mother's house last week. We do it every Sunday, and God help her, she's has dementia and that, but there's a gang of us looking after her. But I always have a natter with my brother-in-law, and his sons was sitting beside us as well, like, and he's a big Warhammer fan, and but he only likes the video games and the role-playing games, and he's like, why don't you ever read the books? Like, and his dad asked him, what are they about? And my nephew said, well, it's kind of intergalactic civil warfare with overtones of religious belief and fascism. And I was
sounds about right. Amazing. Yeah.
I tell you what, I still, man, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
His dad started laughing and said, "Oh, I'm not surprised that your uncle likes it."
I'm trying to figure. Sorry, I nearly missed that. I'm trying to think. So I remember when Warhammer 40k come out, because before that, Warhammer was a role-playing game. It was fantasy fighting. The geezer on the cover had like a mohawk hat on, black and white. I'll never forget that. And then Warhammer 40k was, you know, it was such a big deal that this, you know, in the Space Marine, the little Citadel miniatures have come out.
Yeah.
But annoyingly, I think that was the start of the plastic figures. Before that, they were all lead, you know.
Yeah, and cast. There's a Warhammer shop up in Liffey Street in Dublin, right? That's where I'm buying the books, and there's two young lads in the shop. Every time I come in, I insist that they have a good old chat with me about it.
Yeah, get your money's worth. Yeah, absolutely.
They're good young lads.
Arklow, just because I know absolutely nothing about it, so I'm guessing, because I'd assume it was obvious, the books, they follow the lore and the world building of the game. Who writes these books? And have they been sanctioned by, is it Games Workshop or is it Warhammer?
The Black Library, I think it's called. I think.
Yeah, a quick look at these. Hang on.
There's about 10 writers. A guy called Dan Abnett. He's a really, really good writer. Like, he's really good. Like, and
I'd guess that if someone's going to license the Warhammer 40k name, they would have made sure they got someone who knew what he was doing. Because
like the last one I read was by a lad called Aaron Dembski Bowden. I'm sure he's no relation to Jonathan Bowden, incidentally, but he had a little dedication at the end saying thank you to the Abnetts and the McNeils for welcoming me to the Warhammer family. So I guess it.
I remember the name Dan Abnett. I just read there exactly what you said. It says the Warhammer 40,000 universe is a collaborative effort by multiple authors, primarily through Games Workshop, published by Black Library, like you said.
Yeah.
Originally from Rick Priestley. That's a blast from the past.
I don't know that. Or do we?
Well, Rick Priestley, he came up with the whole world.
With the word
He
okay.
invented Warhammer 40k. I think that's what I think his name was on the first book. I remember getting that book. I just remember it being blue. There's a lot of blue on the cover, and one of those big spray springs with the guns
One
up
of the start is
Arklow, is it? I've got a friend who's a right sci-fi lunatic. I think we can call it sci-fi. And he said to me that there's like lo-fi and hi-fi, and he said like your Slaughterhouse 5 is lo-fi, and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is lo-fi. The fish in the ear, so you can understand languages. Whereas the other end of it, they go into the science and the mechanics and the likelihood of warp drives and things. What's Warhammer 40k like?
It'll be probably a kind of a little bit of a middle ground, I'd say.
Right. Okay.
Like they're not going into the science of it too much. The warp is the big technological MacGuffin that supports a lot of the story. But I mean, if you read Dan Simmons' Ilium/Olympus, that's a 2-book series. It's all about post-humans and genetic nanotechnology to enhance humans, and they're only spreading out into the solar system. It's not the galaxy or anything. It's just a much more humans and AIs expanding out into Mars, Jupiter, Venus, Earth, obviously. And it's much more narrow. It's obviously science fiction as well, but it would be of the hard or the whatever.
Right.
A very good.
Listen, I tell you what, this is what's the word I'm looking for? I can't go near them because I'd probably love them, and that's game over for my reading.
Yeah.
I've talked about the game Elite before. Me and my mate we wasted our summer holidays stuck in front of the ZX Spectrum playing Elite. And I didn't even do the fighting. I'd just be trading. But he said to me a few years back, he said, "Oh, there's a new Elite, like for modern PCs." And I was like, yeah. No. Arklow, have you got any words of wisdom? You've talked about your we got off of Candide pretty quick, but I'd like your quick review of that and then some words of wisdom.
It's a farce of a book. I can see why it's very highly regarded because like a lot of classics, it has that sort of a voice that probably at the time must have seemed like so modern and revolutionary. So like
Dostoevsky's Notes from the Underground.
Absolutely. The critique of, like, there's throwaway lines in it. They're in El Dorado himself and his manservant Kakambo, and it's the only place where they're not attacked, they're not tortured, no one's been raped, and they're being treated like so decently. And they're like, hang on, are there not monks around here arguing about theology and burning people at the stake? So it is good, but it's so farcical in its execution that but it is.
Hang on, I can't work out. Arklow, I can't. When you say it's a farce of a book, do you mean the book?
It's meant to be like a farce. This journey around between America and South America and back to Europe to find Cunegonde, and then she's bet to the ropes by the time he actually finds her in Turkey, So it's meant to be a farce, like a kind of a comedy, like. But it's not a farce.
Marks out of 10 for Voltaire's Candide.
I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It's got a good beat and I can dance to it.
You know what, Arklow? I love the way you just play along. I want a marks out of 10. You're like, I'm going to give it a strong 7.
But I really am.
And what have you got lined up next? Have you got,
I have Children in June, and I've actually, I'm going back up to the Warhammer shop as well, but I'm halfway through Goethe's collected works as well. So
wow, good lord.
A lot of reading.
How many novels? hang on, don't dox yourself. Actually, you'll be
I know,
surprised what people need to do. They'll have your place pinpointed by morning.
Them anonymous BLM fucking Antifa types can come from me. They're only going to get a bunch of fights.
Morning star around the head. What I wouldn't obviously suggest you do that.
In
How many books?
Minecraft, obviously.
Of course. How many books do you read a year? Do you reckon roughly?
Well, I'm probably only around 15 or something. Like I used to read a lot more, So now it's only.
Do you read more than one novel at a time? Do you?
Yeah.
Wow. I just can't do that.
No, I have to have a bunch of different ones on the go at the same time.
What to fit your? Hang on, whoa! That was a slight weird caveat. A bunch of them around the same thing, did you say, or not the same thing?
No, just a bunch of books. I always have a bunch of books that I'm reading. Like I just, I usually just.
How many books do you read a year?
None.
Chloe, lovely to see you, mate. Let's stick an A or an R.
I want to say two things before I go. Number one, Paca's beard has become godlike, is all I'm going to say. It's absolutely magnificent. And two, Christopher, look after yourself.
I will. I was a naughty boy.
Value yourself and you're just stay strong, brother. Okay.
Thank you very much, Arklow. Lovely to see you as ever, and I'm sure we'll see you back on here soon.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. All right, man.
Thank you, mate. Take care. Show Arklow some love in the chat, people. Cheers, mate. He's a lovely lad, isn't he, Arklow? Just lovely. Just lovely. He's kind of put me to shame a little bit with his 15. I don't read 15 books a year. I mean, I am always reading, but no, what I mean by that is I've always got a book on the go, but with YouTube and work and dying. Right, I've got a load of people's how long you've been a member to go through. I've got a few super chats, and I've got these couple of entropies. Hang on, give me a second. And it's much appreciated. So let's have a quick look at these. Thanks, everyone, to come on. We'll get a couple more people on. We ain't going anywhere yet. Lovely to see 130 people here. An absolute pleasure. Here we go. The blogs has dropped £5 in. Can you see that? There you go. And he says, I'm going to send Brad bum fannies on repeat order. I'm not going to read the next bit until he's cured. I'm not reading any more of that. But there you go, people. If you want to read that, it's there. Brad, I think Bill needs a word in the ear. Thank you, Bill. That caught me off guard a bit. And Toady dropped $75. Bless you, for the house and aggro. Been there myself and will again. I don't think I've got it in me, Tony, but that's really appreciated, and it absolutely will go towards the house and the aggro. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bill. Bless you both. I don't know whether I should be a bit more honest with myself about will again. I mean, it's been going on since I was 23, but I feel like I've never had a life like I've got now. I've never been in love like I am now. I've never wanted to settle down with someone, and I'm actually building a house. Well, two. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Tony. Let's go through the main drag here. Oh, Vesper check. Hello, mate. Sort of specials. What lie? That was your first. Hello, Mrs. Meany. Right. Bless you, darling. Thank you. And your other half for your lovely emails. I think I'll just do a load of different things, Baz. To an own dropped £1 in. Thank you. Much appreciated, Kooky. As ever. Osmeister wants to talk about beautiful women again, and a lady that I'm surprised you never spoke about, Jet from Gladiator.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, with the average age of the Scrubs, I think Jet was probably, touching a few nerves, shall we say, in sort of what we're talking, 86, 87, or maybe a bit later than that, maybe 88, 89. I will. So I'm sure we'll get back to beautiful women on the stream at some point. It's a bit difficult to sneak it into this particular stream, although you managed it, in fairness. Who else? No, nice one, Tony. I saw it was a bit late on that, mate. Really appreciate it. That's a fair wedge, mate. Yeah, nice one. No way did Greta check out. I remember that was all on the telly and everything because he was playing the laser organ, wasn't he?
I saw that from my brother's flat.
He lived in Docklands, did he, or something? Isle of Dogs, was it?
No, he lived in Wanstead. But you could see it.
You could still see it. It was really bigged up in the press and that, wasn't it? It was, everyone was talking about what are they, oxygen and all that. That's it, innit? Sort of like a poor man's Tangerine Dream in many ways. Let me know how that was, Ian. Pags went for the first ever Rock in Rio. Don't know. Rollo smoked a whole pack of Bennies. I assume they're Benson and Edges on the back seat of a National Express and heard stories from a bloke who did acid with Shane McGowan. I mean, in a way, that's what you expect on the back seat of a National Express. I sat on the back seat of a National Express with an Australian bloke who was whiter than I am, and it turned out he got vitiligo and he had to leave Australia. If you don't know, vitiligo is where the pigment in your skin, you see a lot of black people with it where they've got these big sort of lighter brown patches all over their faces. It's kind of strange. But he had it and it had done him all. He was almost like an albino. He didn't have red eyes or anything. But I said to him, hang on, you lived in Australia and you lost all your pigment. And you can't live in Australia if your body can't deal with sun because it's, obviously very sunny. I said, how did it start? He said a little circle on the back of his hand. And a couple of years later, he was a totally different colour. Be careful, nationalists. You might wake up black. Like reverse vitiligo, Revligo. Anyway, hang on. Misses me in it. Let's see if I can get for this. Dangerfield, nice to see you.
I could also wake up whiter.
And yes, you could. You can't get whiter than me, though. Hawkwind, what a tune. Hurry on sundown, see what tomorrow brings. Well, it may bring war, any old thing. Look into your mind's eye. That was a slightly sped up version. Yeah, great tune. I have the first Prodigy flyer on my wall, and I have a shitload of flyers from the raves in London. Did the old fella drag you along? A couple of Jack and Jills, a bit of hanky panky in the chill out room. Chumbawamba in Kent. What was their song? I met them at a squat party in Leeds, right? And they'd had that big number one. I get knocked down, but I will get up again. Yeah. And they were talking in the squat party. They were squatters, Chumbawamba. They were part of the whole crusty thing, weren't they? But they made millions out of that song. And they were at the squat party going, we're not going to turn our backs on the whole squatting scene. And I said to them, well, are you mental? I said, not only are you depriving some other work-shy wastrels of somewhere to stay and take drugs, but you've got money. You don't need to live in a squat. And they were like, it's not about the money. I was like, oh, it is. Squatting is all about money. That's what it's about. Yeah, not a fan, but probably a good gig, in fairness. I'm guessing you were quite young. Piers is on the firm. Piers, I went to two luxury rehabs in Thailand and they nearly killed me. If you watch a stream from the beginning, mind-blowing stuff. Unregulated Thai rehab. I tell you, man, it was the boy Summers that recommended I go to one of them. I ended up in Chiang Mai ICU, Piers. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Now, yes, I had a part to play in in that story. Just on the off chance you just got here, Piers. Lovely to see you though, mate, and I hope you and the family are well. But on the off chance, oh, come on, what is going on here? On the off chance you just got here, have a look at my Christmas photo. Hang on. Check it out, Piers. You don't expect that. You don't expect to go to rehab and end up with those on your heart. What the fuck are they? Jesus. If anyone interested in that, what if you join them all up, join the dots sort of thing?
So you got holes on your chest.
It was fucking unpleasant. Can you see that thing on my wrist? They had them on both my ankles as well. It's like a metal clamp. Can you see it? When they started clamping them on, I was like, hang on a minute, am I about to get some electroshock treatment? What the fuck? I think it was something to regulate electricity as well for the old monitors. Ridiculous turnout. Absolutely ridiculous. Lovely to see it, though, Piers. Bless you. Hope you're well. I've still got to get to people's... hang on. Where are we going there? Hang on. I just see another message from my man Piers. Oh, and you, man. I was thinking about all those people up from Bury when I was in that hospital, thinking when I had a good time at rehab, which I have had people. I do slag them off, but the place I met that fella, doxed. It was something else. Out of the 22 now, if you include those two nuthouses, that place, brilliant. Actually had a few years after it as well. Skin and tonic. See, you got bail. Cheers, Skin. Much Kapashi Tootie. It's a good line. Who are they, Toffee? Toffee says this year's Glastonbury headliners. Thank you, Skin. I haven't been for years, but I have. The thing is, Toffee, one of the best gigs. I went to Glastonbury about 15 times. Right, from about 15 years old up until about 34, on and off, missed a few. But the best live act I see at all those Glastonburys, I'd catch about 10, 15 bands every Glastonbury. Robbie Williams, and as much as I hate to say that, I see Blur, I see Oasis, I see Osric Tentacles, I see bands that I absolutely adored. But Robbie Williams was I'll tell you who else was probably number two. Okay. Best. So hang on, Packer. Sorry, the best gigs after Robbie Williams, De La Soul. They were fucking brilliant. Yeah, I don't like that music. I don't like Robbie Williams. Oh, Angel's a great tune, but it can sometimes catch you out. I mean, I was full of acid and sulfate and alcohol and well, you name it. So I don't even know if I saw Robbie Williams. In fairness, it might have been Blur. Packer,
I think Rod Stewart's at Glastonbury on the Sunday.
Oh, come on, that's great. Yeah, that's the best Sunday night headline. That's got to be, Rod. It's got to be.
Yeah, something like that. Like the Shirley Bassey's lot, or whatever you want to call it. But I was just going to say, Robbie Williams will be there in another 40 years in that slot.
Yeah, the third revival of Williams. Skin Sea Sham 69 of the Roxy in 77. It's like something out of a book. It's ridiculously authentic. It's ridiculous. It can't be true. Charlie Sparkles is on the firm. Lovely. Mrs. Me in it reminded me to tell you to hit the likes. Thank you, people. Read the room if you're fans. Sorry, love. I'm not 100%, darling.
I bet he was in black and white as well when he saw the Sham 69 at the Roxy. It was actually in black and white and a bit grainy.
And he had a beer towel sewed to the back of his pants. Totally agrees with Arclo. Voltaire was a genius, but started the worst revolution ever. Brad wants to know if Candide is a type of thrush. It's Candida, isn't it? Candida. It's not far off. I always thought a lot of those old...
Sugar. I thought it was a sugar substitute.
What, Candida?
You put it in your coffee and your tea, don't you?
I feel like I might be saying too much of what... I don't know a lot about thrush, in fairness. Hang on, where are we going? I've got a few here. Vincent's been on the firm. No, new member. Livy's been here for 6 months. 3 of them have been terrible, haven't they? Sorry, Livy. It is the most elite club in the... Marzipan has held the line. JP, I saw you earlier. JP, you coming on? I'll put the link in the chat right now. As for you, John, anyone can take it, though, but I'd love to see JP. Missed the fella. There you go, John. Or anyone. Nice one, Ian. Nice one, John. Brad's dropped a Lady Godiva the laugh. Mzugu says, welcome back. No, welcome back to you, name changer. I know you are, though. Lars says, if you want to talk Warhammer, Lars is your man. He's still got all of his minis. Here we go. It's James from Philadelphia, people. James? James?
Yeah, Jimmy.
Going to be another one of these.
Yeah. What's up,
Hello,
man?
James. How are you?
How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you, man.
I had a terrible time at two luxury rehabs. It turned out they weren't luxury after all.
Yeah, I seen that picture. You didn't look that great, man.
No.
What the fuck?
They're not regulated, Jimmy. It's a racket. I found out afterwards there's about 40 in just that one place in Thailand, in Chiang Mai. You know, people have realised if you've got a few quid, you can get an old hotel, do it up, get a few NA meetings, charge people 30 grand for a few weeks, and they nearly killed me.
Somebody brought you up in the chat on my channel, and somebody said that the healthcare in Thailand is really good. So I looked it up. I'm like, oh yeah, shit, he's all right. He should be all right.
It was shocking. It was absolutely shocking, James. Anyway, I won't dwell on that. How are you? You've kind of gone for a side grower there.
The what?
Yeah, like you've grown at the side.
I just woke up, so.
What's been happening in your world?
Well, I'm 22 months sober, and I'm really sick of this fucking halfway house. Listen, there's plenty of fucked up people in the world, but in the recovery community, they're congested. You know what I mean? You meet every asshole coming down the pike. They fired me as the manager, right? Because I'm unprofessional, right? Because I'm willing to whoa. Fucking asshole.
Hang on, they fired you of the manager of where?
Of the
recovery center.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unprofessional. So what did they say was unprofessional? Do you know?
It was vague. You know what happens if you have any position of authority in these places? They call like little bitches. You know what I mean? And complain about you. And when enough of them do it, they take it as truth. You know what I mean? So.
And those places are full of little bitches who will complain about staff.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Jimmy. 1 second. I've just had to kick 4 people from the studio. It's only because I have one person at a time. So you will get a chance, but that's why I kicked you. It's not you haven't been kicked. Go on, James. Carry on.
I don't know, Dane. They're bullshitting me. It's too much. It's time to fucking go. But I'm not working yet. So, I got to fucking deal with this shit.
Yeah. What are you making of the new administration in America?
Oh, it's fucking fantastic.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's absolutely amazing.
So listen to this, Dane. So my one trans friend, because if you remember, Dr. K said that I should be more empathetic, right? So I make a trans friend out of the comments, right? Had her, him, I'm still confused, on the show, right? So this motherfucker is busting Trump's balls to me personally on my text, on my show a couple times, and I don't say nothing, right? When Trump wins, I texted her to gloat, and basically I got blocked, which she said, well, oh, you hurt my feelings, and blocked me all the way around.
Hang on, what, your channel got blocked or she?
No. She blocked me. He, I don't know, blocked me, from conversing. Like I had her private number,
So you don't have a trans friend anymore?
No. And I really don't give a fuck.
It feels like good times in America. I mean, it's far from perfect, but what do you expect? But it looks good.
I really thought there was a chance that they were going to cheat Trump again.
Yeah.
But it went quick. Like I figured it was going to be days into it till they, so they could fuck around. But no.
Too big to rig.
Yeah, I think that was true. But see, I just don't trust these fucking, I don't trust these motherfuckers. But
the Democrats just seem like a joke at the moment with their little signs the other day in Congress. That speech.
That was childish.
I see a video of them the other day, all dancing like superheroes, like they're literally going pow. And it's
That was brilliant. The dancing video.
Have you seen the one? Do you know the one I mean, Jimmy? Have you seen it? This dancing one. And
you know what? They have no power, so now it falls to the activist judges to fuck with them. So.
Yeah, I have seen that.
Which
but
is
didn't
ridiculous.
they put that? They put that kid as the vice chair or something, and then they sacked him like a day later. This just seems like it's just a chaos for them at the moment.
It's it's bizarre. Their behavior is just I can't Let me tell you something. In the 70s, the liberals were the cool kids. They were against the war, and they would defend free speech. They would always say this. They would say, while they made it clear they disagree with the KKK, but they defended their right to march and speak. Now it's punch a Nazi.
Yeah.
So
it's weird, isn't it? I mean, most of the scrubs have heard this, but when I was at Leeds University, I was selling a magazine called Living Marxism for my sins, but I was a young man. Right. And, that issue, it was called What's Wrong with Free Speech? And then underneath it said, unban this, unban that. And that was the left. They were all about free speech. They were anti-war. Right. And it's just absurd the way, I love the way Trump's talking about Russia. I see a thing Putin said, I think he was on a podcast or some TV show, and he's saying, why is Europe against us? We've done this for you. We've sold you energy cheaper than your so-called friends. We've done this, we've done this, we've done this. What's the problem? And I think in fairness, a fair amount of Europeans are like, yeah, we haven't really got an issue with you. But I see something from the Babylon Bee the other day, and it said, I think it said, a Supreme Court judge has ruled that every American of the right age with a Ukrainian flag in their Facebook bio is going to war, is getting subscription.
I saw that too. Yeah, I saw that too. You ever listen to John Ritter?
No, don't know the name.
Well, he's like an ex-Marine intelligence. He was one of the people that were going into Iraq to see if they got rid of the weapons of mass destruction. He was saying that Ukraine government is completely white supremacist based.
What, the current one?
Yes.
Yeah. I've heard that. I've heard a lot of that. It's crazy in many ways that all the liberals are. You've got to be careful, YouTube. But it's crazy that the liberals are behind this bloke who is a dictator. He's corrupt as far as I can see. I mean, I don't know everything about this.
I've heard regular staunch Democrats that I know tell me they went off the deep end. They have. The Democrats have just went completely fucking crazy. Yeah.
It's interesting to see the likes of Bill Maher. He's kind of sort of sliding, isn't he? They're all sort of moving now.
Well, he's been halfway in, halfway out anyway, but he's not with the woke shit. He's not with the Muslim shit. He's not, the trans stuff, all that, I mean,
no one knows the future, but I can't help but think the Republicans, certainly the Trump-Vance sort of Republicans, they might have a good sort of 10, 15 years of this at the moment.
You can only hope, because if they don't, they'll be right back to that bullshit.
And I think if the Democrats get another 5 years, they'll import enough people to make the USA a single party state for till the end of time. They'll just import voters.
I think Trump's trying to rid the institution of all these plants. You know what I mean? Like all these fucking bureaucrats that they hold the line for the Democrats. So.
We'll see. James, lovely to see you. Any words of wisdom you'd like to leave us? Have you got a YouTube channel live at the moment? Have you got a channel?
No, it's not live right now. No, I still got
No, obviously. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. Actually, before you go, I don't mean to bring up whippets every time I talk to you, but I saw a thing the other day about a geezer's making millions selling flavored whippets. He's got a brand name and everything. Anyone know what
If
they call
I wasn't sober after hearing this, I would be right on Amazon ordering them.
No, they are. They're like, hang on, let me see if I can find it. Hang on.
Did you know that you can become tolerant to that?
Well, I saw you get tolerant.
You can become tolerant, yeah, for quite some time too.
I wouldn't say tolerant was the correct word to ever describe Jimmy.
Well, I remember him going. He was having one, and then a couple of weeks later, I saw you were having to do like 4 or 5, and then you weren't.
Yeah, and it didn't even get me where one got me. Yeah,
that's it. You'd come out and you'd be a bit disappointed. You're like, yeah.
Well, listen, yeah. I was so fucked up on drugs, right? They were trying to explain to me that I could load one into the canister, and then load maybe another one, and then do one, and then keep it. And I couldn't understand what the fuck they were talking about.
So you were loading one, hitting it, loading one.
I didn't understand that I could compress one into the canister. Yeah.
Maybe for the better, though, perhaps, in the long run. Yeah, look, I don't know if you'll be able to see this because it's just like a search, but you'll see loads of them. Hang on. Yeah, it might be a bit small. 1 second, it will come up. So look. Mint fresh whipped cream charger, and then here Mr. Whip infusions. You can tell they're a little bit more sort of party, and it's already got the flavour in it. They sell it as if it flavours the cream like that, but no, it just tastes a bit nicer than your standard N2O.
Yeah, they're the food grade ones. You can get them right off Amazon.
It's crazy, isn't it?
They're not medical grade. We used to steal the medical grade from hospitals.
Hey, look at this one, Bill. Look, Amex Nitro Nox Shooter lemonade flavor vials. I mean, look at it. I'm going to get rid of that. You perked up a bit then. James, an absolute pleasure to see you. People, stick a J in the chat for Jimmy from Philly. Look after yourself, son. Talk soon.
Glad you're back, Danger.
Thank you, mate. Good to see you.
All right.
James from Philadelphia, lovely, and look at that. This is going to be the last one, people, because it's half midnight. But I'll do another stream maybe tomorrow, maybe in the week. Plastic, sorry, mate, I'm going to have to turn it in because I'm absolutely shattered. Oh, hang on, we'll get the pair of them on. There you go. JP, how are you, son?
Sweet, mate, sweet. I see the Yakuza let you go then.
Toffee said that you told him the triads that old of me.
That's it,
yeah. Certainly not. How have you been, John?
Just the beginning, so I ain't got a clue what happened to you. So was it the triads or was it Toffee's scouts and mates that come out there looking for you?
It's a bit of both, really. A bit of both. Go back and have a look. I'm sure you can probably guess, but
I'll have to go back after and have a look. Yeah, I think I know that. I think I know.
Yeah, I think you probably do as well. So, anything you've been going on, John? You want to share with us? I'm not the interviewer I was. I'm flagging a bit, to be honest with you.
No, it's all sweet, all sweet. I'm just glad you're back and everything's seemingly sweet now, and we finally got our glorious leader back to celebrate with us.
I certainly am back on with the streams and videos. I'm not feeling great, but I'm certainly alive, which I nearly wasn't a few weeks ago. So thank you.
Yeah, everyone was worried about you. Everyone was worried about you.
No, I'll tell you what, those messages, John, under that I'll see in a couple of months video were heartbreaking. When I read them in the ICU, in Chiang Mai ICU, I hadn't seen them before, and it was fucking lovely, man. Things were getting into a bit more perspective for me anyway. When you have those close brushes with death and that. But to read all of those was lovely. There was plenty of opportunity for people to be arseholes, and I didn't read one, not one. Incredible.
Oh, that's nice then, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's nice. I think the arseholes have just decided to leave you alone now.
You're not all gone off the internet, haven't they? All that lot.
I've not seen them. I've not seen them.
I mean, one of them got drunk on a stream and streamed himself asleep for 12 hours. I've never seen him again. The one who cut me out saying, send pictures of you as a child, which I didn't say. He's gone.
History Debunked is back on the Hope Not Hate list again.
Oh, I see the latest Hope Not Hate.
I went through that state of hate list. I haven't even heard of most of them.
According to the Lotus Eaters, they're running out of money. I mean, they're meant to be an NGO, but I saw that they get government money. They find a way of getting it. Now, I can't remember where, so I'm going to have to drop an allegedly in there because they're a bit litigious, the old Hope Not Hate. But yeah, not a great,
disgusting group, an absolutely disgusting group, lying. It's just non-stop. I was reading that State of Hate just because I was bored, and it's just this fascist, this Nazi, this fascist. And I was just thinking,
it turns out you're reading about history, bro. Yeah. You're like, hang on a minute.
Yeah, keep using that word because the more you use it, it's going to have absolutely no meaning anymore.
I think we've kind of reached that, haven't we? You know, I get called it all the time by like old mates, and I'm just like, fascist. And it's so weird that you just say, what do you mean? Are you talking about like a particular historical, political, are you talking about Mussolini here? What? And they just go, no, I just mean, you know, all that right-wing stuff.
It's also because you don't prescribe to them. Correct. That's the bigger problem. If you don't prescribe to what they see as the right way, that's it. You're a fash.
Absolutely.
That's so the opposite of what is true. That's why we live in this world of post-truth, and it literally still is going fucking nuts. Even though, you know, Trump has won, and Europe is going down the same route. Most people want to have this change. The European project is in dire straits at the moment. I mean, literally, it's on its fucking knees. Germany cannot pay for this. And of course, they're still trying to push this war with Russia, you know, this big thing on the front. And, you know, we're seeing, you know, they literally are going for it. Like, holy fuck, nobody wants it.
I noticed that the sort of the globalist Europeans, like the UN and all that lot, they were certainly more into it when it was getting American money. They're sort of tap dancing a bit now. I heard that the German economy was going down the pan, just like it's fucked. Can't hear you, Plastic. You're not muted, but there was that's it.
And I'm saying that China's also in dire straits at the moment as well. You know, so the whole global economy is in a big flux at the moment. We've been paying too much out for bullshit and getting nothing back. Yeah. You know, all this debt that they're accumulating on what? On the future premise that we have to pay for it. Hence why the people that come in are just GDP to them. You know, they don't care about the humanity. They don't give a fuck.
You know what? That you've nailed it there. It's what Wall Street does with stocks. They've priced in a potential future that hasn't and isn't going to happen. It's exactly that. You've nailed it. Yeah. I mean, how did America end up? What is it? 73 trillion. It's something ridiculous.
I thought it was around 40, isn't it? Is it 73 trillion they're dead? Jeez. Doge is certainly helping them out. I mean, it will slowly, if we hopefully implement that. But that's
who?
I don't know.
So who? This is what I can never work out. Who's America in debt to? Israel.
Sorry, it's China. 36
trillion. Yeah. So it's mainly China. But China buy a lot of the debt up.
It gets really weird though, because the federal bank, they produce treasury bonds, but then they buy them back. It's a racket, John. Look into it. It will blow your mind.
That's why they raise the debt ceiling. Is that correct? That's why they always go, oh, just raise the debt ceiling. Raise the debt ceiling. It doesn't matter.
So then they can produce more bonds, and then
it depreciates everything, doesn't it? That's the problem. It's depreciating all of us completely
The
without us
Federal
knowing.
Reserve is a private company. It's got nothing to do with government. It's just a private bank essentially that fucks the government over.
Race war now.
No, we don't want that. But Danger, it's so good to see you, and you're looking healthy. Honestly, and fuck, you got over that. And don't,
yeah,
you know.
it was.
Honestly.
I mean, as I said at the beginning, I certainly had my part to play in it. But when you go somewhere for help, you expect to get help and not hindered to the point of nearly dying. So
it's getting yourself into that situation in the first place that should not have happened. But of course, you know, hindsight, and you should have that already at our age, you know, give or take. You're a little older than me, man, but I understand.
No,
you're
right, though. You're right. I think that's important that I recognise that. I mean, this stuff's been, I was about to say following me around for years, but in fairness, I do the following. So, yeah. I think I learned this time, though. You know, it was traumatic. It was fucking hideous. And, yeah, things have got into perspective for sure. Thankfully. It's lovely to see you lot.
You have great genetics. You've come through it at the other end. Don't go back. Go forward.
You go. Thank you.
You can never go back in life. You only go forward, no matter what it is that we go through.
You know what, Plastic? I suddenly realised that for the first time in my life, I was worried about someone else, and I thought that's new, and I thought that's something worth doing better for. And I've never felt
grown up. That's what it is, isn't it?
I think you're right, John. You know, all my previous exes, well, obviously they're exes, but I didn't wish to build any roots with them. I didn't wish to put down roots. For me, it was just like, no, there's no kids happening. There's no house happening. You're just like a bird that this will end soon. Do you know what I mean?
That's it, yeah. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, and I never even thought that at the time. And we're looking at, 8 years, 11 years, 6 years. They were long relationships, but I never had any intention of them being like the last one. Whereas this one, I'm done here. I love it. I want it. I like this. So I'm gonna stay here. And all that got into perspective. And she's already got the fucking foundations. She's got the land. She's got the foundations all sorted. It's all happening. And I'm like, you've got responsibilities. And if you want that woman in your life who makes your life worth living, you've got to be responsible as well.
That's it. Yeah.
A bit of maturity there. I think you're right.
Good call. Definitely. That's what we all need.
I'm getting a proper slap.
Are we going to get a butchers at this place anytime soon, Chris?
Sorry, say it again.
Are we going to get a butchers at this place anytime soon? Get a picky of it, or?
Yeah, you will. Yeah, 100%. I mean, at the moment, it's okay. I think, however it is at the moment, you'd like to see it. I mean, in fairness, you've all contributed to it, so why not? Yeah. I'll show you a bit. It's 10.5 meters wide and about 50 long. And I really could have done it 5 years ago because land prices in Cambodia, I mean, it's all relative. It's only Cambodia, but they're going through the roof, like rapidly as well. It's out in the sticks, though. It will be my Apocalypse Now dream come true if I can survive the spiders and the snakes.
What's the internet and stuff like out there, though?
Well, the missus, I mean, I've been out there and got 4G on my phone and all that. And I obviously said to her, look, I need Wi-Fi to work, to write, to YouTube, to make money. I need Wi-Fi. It's the reality. And she said, yeah, you can. Now, does that mean you can? But if it really comes to it, I can get the old Elon Musk thing. I looked at
Starlink. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, get a Starlink. And the scrubs will help out. If you need the cash for that, some of us will donate. So you out there, and also you could make a big chapter of what you've gone through again, Chris. Not just in your book writing or trying to, but a whole thing about this as well. Remember, this is good for people to know this. It opens up that. I guess a lot of it.
You're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right.
People need this. People need to know that failure and going down isn't a breaking point. And that's what I see with the youth as well when I have to work with them or get them going, is that they hide their fucking mistakes instead of coming out and saying, shit, I made a mistake, let's fix it. It's not good to do that. And that's what they have. They have this fear, this sort of anxiety that's constantly riding their heads. It's not real. The existential angst and nasal gazing is fucking terrible at the moment, man.
Yeah, and I think you're, and in that sort of social media society where it's all about, look what I'm achieving, look how good I am, look how perfect everything is, in this sort of hyper real world of success and achievement. And life doesn't play out like that for anyone. You know,
oh God, it's up and down. And bro, I know this from the business that I've been trying to grow and work with. It's fucking running into people that hide things. And even your closest people you think you know, and all of a sudden you find out truths that going, what the fuck have you put us through? And this is money. It's generally money, man. It's money that fucking destroys friendships. It's terrible.
You know what?
Yeah, always has been.
Fucking hell. And you've got to pick up the pieces. You have to fucking, oh fuck, we have contracts, man. Not good, man. Yeah, it's not good, man. So
my business partner, my business partner redesigned our website. So I haven't got a problem with that. They needed updating, but he didn't take into account all the metadata and Google, and our traffic was cut in half. Yeah. And I was like, mate, what? And he was just like, yeah, sorry. It's like, it took me 20 years to
fucking hell.
Fuck, that's not good.
Fuck's sake.
From about 60,000 visitors a month to 30,000. I'll tell you what, e-commerce converts at about 1.5%. So when you're losing half, it's like a slap in the face, to be honest with you. And what can you do? Like you say, Plastic, I'm sort of like, and he didn't tell me. I had to I got a bit of software, and I went, hang on a minute, that don't look right. If that was the case, we're fucked.
It's not fortuitous, is it? You don't go, wow, what a happy surprise this is.
Yeah.
You're fucking surprised.
Sort of like, oh yeah, sorry about that. And I was like,
yeah. Oh, we had a guy that actually also got into, weirdly enough, he went back home for a bit. He was working with us. We were contracting him, and he got hooked on meth. And he used to be a bodybuilder, like, you know, he was strong, and, you know, and he came back, and it was like, there's something wrong with you. And we realized, oh, fuck, you got to get out of here, man. You can't do this anymore.
And he brought the habit back to work, did he?
Well, he tried to, yeah. I clocked it. I knew something, because I don't smoke at work or drink or when I'm away. You know, I keep it down where playtime is playtime, and I'm good. I'm all right that way. You know what I mean? I don't crave anything. But clearly, I could tell something was off. And I spotted it, and I was like, no, you got to leave, because all of a sudden you will put us into, you know, disrepute here completely.
For sure.
And we don't want that. We don't want to be blacklisted. Get out now. And it was just so sad, because he's in his 20s, you know what I mean? And it was like, oh, I'm going on holiday. So clearly had some money and had a good time. And then he comes back with this habit. And you think, meth, bro. You know, like a mix of meth and heroin or crack. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't good, man. Because it was like this down, and it was like, oh, you're fucking hell. And it was like, oh, shit. You know, no, you can't be here.
Is this still the thing? Last time we talked, you were talking about.
So that was a contract with BCA, British Car Auctions, and Autos on Show, which are like big photo booths that we build. That's one of them. And then the other ones that are like Kingfisher and B&Q and all that we do. So it's different teams now. It's like, I think there's like 30 blokes in total. It started only with 2 of us, and now it's 30 men. So it's and this is in 2.5 years, Chris. So you know, it's going there, but it just shows you the problem is some of the, again, I think personally what I've seen is that the growth of that came big money. I mean, one of the contracts ended up being almost $500,000 that we acquired. And then all of a sudden it was like the dude bought himself a big house, £350,000, but he did it through his missus's name and all that. And then it started worrying me, because the guys needed money for something, and he you know, this is through the accounts, and I'm like, okay, we need to put some money in. So there's no money there. I was like, well, you have to have liquidity, man. And then I clocked it, and I was like, okay, no, I had to make him sell his crypto. I don't care if it was lost, to put liquidity back into that account so you can carry on.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I didn't give a fuck. I was like, no, you fucking do this right now. But it's just, but it also puts me on the back foot now, you know, like I can't trust you anymore. And
that's kind of game over. It is
that's what I mean. Like, so I've had to like go to some people that I worked hard with this guy to get the contract, and I've said, okay, look, I'm taking over this. Because he's become a bit, you know, just I think it's like the fall. Like you think you get too big, and you think the little guys that started with us aren't good enough anymore. All of a sudden, it's the bigger contracts there that we want. And it's like, no, you keep the little guys that have made us this always sweet. You know, you never forget where you come from.
It's interesting that you say in that short space of time, because what a lot of people, if you haven't been an entrepreneur, scaling too fast is one of the biggest problems for businesses. Because if you haven't got the infrastructure, which is essential, you just, we can do this, we can take that, and we can take more stuff, or we can get more money, and it can cripple. I've seen it cripple loads of people, and also young people getting a load of money. They suddenly not the same person.
But I think with this guy, he had this problem before in the 90s. So he was up in the 90s, and then he was down again in the. So I think this is a cycle again that he does.
That's everyone in England. That's everyone in England was up in the 90s.
Yeah, but yeah, I know. But but to me, it's a cycle. Like I can see cycles constantly, with people as well, where they become too blasé about things. Oh, I'm this now. I'm the man. Yeah. It's like just grow up, bro. You don't have to rush into everything, and then they put too much on it. I mean, one of the guys had a breakdown because of it, because it was like 16-hour days they were doing for 9 days in a row. It's too much, man. It's like, holy shit, guys, you can't do that. You need rest, bro. It's like you have to manage men as well. They don't know how to manage themselves, eat correctly, sleep correctly, all that shit.
Oh, man, especially if they're in their 20s. They're out all weekend. They're not sleeping from Friday till Tuesday.
Yeah, or they get arrested and they don't turn up at work.
Listen, lovely to talk to you both. I'm sorry to let you go.
God bless, man.
1:45. I've been up all day. Plastic, I wish you all the luck in the world. It doesn't sound like you need it, but it's hard. It's hard. That's just
always, man. Always. It's a struggle, and it's the good thing to struggle, no matter what. Take care. Thank you.
Bless you, Plastic.
Ta-da.
See you later, Danger.
JP, before you go, everything good with you at your house?
Yeah, sweet at the moment. A lot of things going on behind the scenes and that, but at the moment it's sweet.
Hang on. Okay. Sorry, I just got distracted there. Well, I think that's just life, isn't it? This is another thing I've had to accept. Problems, solutions, and that keeps rolling until the day you...
It is life, isn't it? It's a game, isn't it? You just got to keep playing it with a smile on your face. I keep on my missus about this because she's going to make herself really ill with all the stress. She worries about everything.
I've had exactly the same with my missus. All this house stuff, and now the family's involved. I keep saying to her, look, I get that you're worried and stressed. I said, is that helping you do anything right now, though? Is it helping now?
Exactly, yeah.
But 2 days later, I'll be stressed out of my mind. And she's like, well, is it helping now? I'm like, fuck off.
That's the thing. I mean, I used to stress about everything. I used to be really... I think because she stresses, I'll take it... I'll just go, let it roll. Let it roll. It doesn't matter. Let it go. Why does that matter? Why does that matter? What you lost? Is it going to kill you? Is it going to take everything away from you? Just let it roll.
It's easy when you're not the one who's stressed, though, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. If she wasn't stressed, I'd be stressed as...
And it probably just goes, whoop, whoop. JP, lovely to talk to you briefly. I'm sure I'll catch up with you again.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, and you.
Lovely. I feel like the world's right again now.
I will be back in a couple of days. I'll be making a lot more videos as well, so I'll see you in the comments.
Sweet.
Ta-da.
Brother. See you later, Packer.
See you later, mate.
People, can we have a JP and a PA in the chat for Plastic African and John Palmer? There was a few other people trying to get in people. I've done 2.25 hours. I am done. It's 10 to 1 in the morning. I have to be at the hospital at 8 in the morning for my state juice. So it's been a long old day. I am going to catch up with a load of super chats and a load of long memberships. I've read out blogs, is Entropy and Toadies. Okay, we're cool there. We've done Marzipans. JP, 41 long months. Brad James. He's 100 pages into one of my favourite books, Infinite Jest, as well as reading Hobbes's Farsi trilogy and Interview of a Vampire. Funny you should mention Interview of a Vampire. I'm thinking of writing Interview with a Junkie, which is a bit of a mixture of Interview with a Vampire, Usual Suspects, and that Moravagine I was talking about. And then the other day, I can't say it was, but a very famous Hollywood A-lister, not even joking, has got a role in an HBO series, and he's playing a smackhead, and I had him on the WhatsApp video giving him some character tips. Nice bloke though. You all know who I'm talking about, but that's enough of that. Nice one, Brad. I'm glad you've given Infinite Jest a go. Lartus has been, thank you for the donation as well, Brad. Lartus has been on the firm for longer than that, but he's still here. What an absolute pleasure. Going down a little bit here. Apparently I've missed Ludwig's, but I think there's a load down here that I've missed. So nice to see 130. We've had nearly 140 people here for the old stream. It's lovely to see you all. Really is. And thank you everyone who left a comment on my see you in a couple of months video. I read them when I really needed them. I've missed loads of comments. Oh, here we go. Dave's Waffle House. Sorry, Dave, I don't know if I got round to you, but I told Packer that I caught one of your streams. Fucking brilliant. Absolutely loved it. Loved it. It's a shame that it would appear they sort of come after mine, like time-wise, I mean, not like directly after mine. And by then it's like 3 o'clock in the morning where I am. But I thought it was, I was talking to Pack, he went, yeah. He went, that's Dave's Waffle House. And I started mentioning little bits from it. He went, no, what that is. And he was explaining it all to me and the duck race and all that. Fucking great. And if you did come on here, yes, I would dig deep and psychoanalyze you. So anytime, I'd love to have you as a guest. It'd be fucking amazing. People, if you haven't seen Dave's Waffle House, brilliant, just brilliant. You know, a lot of people say to me, I can't work out why you haven't got more subs. Well, I can't work out why Dave's Waffle House isn't the biggest YouTube channel out of all. It's brilliant. I mean, it kind of presses my sort of buttons. I do like a stoner, really. It's great fun. It's just good fun. And it's jam-packed with scrubs. So, you know, it's sort of like, it's like the members, Scrubs members bar in a way. Right, where are we going? Hang on. Pax Max has been on a firm. He says, cool, lads, I had no idea. I kept he's been leaving his bank. Sorry, mate. Where are we? Jack's been on a firm 49 months. Amazing. It's lovely to see so many names in the chat. Good to see you all. I will be back. I'm back on it. This is the start of getting back on it. So, I will be getting all my yellows in and all that, but I'm flagging people. If you miss the beginning of the stream, hello Arius, I see that zoom past there. Oh, I just see Tito. Good Lord, hello Tito, what a pleasure. Mr. MF, I see there, zoom past. Umbrella Man, I haven't, not for a while, no. Zeitgeist been on the firm 49. I was considering being an arsehole, but then I took a look in the mirror. I don't know what to say there. Anti-hate grift. Umbrella Man, I'll tell you what, top link in the description. You can read my Substack about my little holiday. Or you can start this stream again, and I said it all. Hello, Lee. Nice to see thee. Special K. There's Mr. MF. How about ally with Russia? Do you know what I mean? YouTube have got me gagged on that, but wouldn't be the first time, would it? I mean, if I ruled the UK and it was a choice of one or the other in that dispute, I think half this chat, I think most of the glorious House of Scrubs would probably pick the less media friendly of the two. Look at that one there. Look at old Kai Stevens. Who the fuck is Kai Stevens? There you go.
Kai Stevens got his own channel, people. Check out Kai Stevens. Yeah.
Amazing. I used to know his mate. Ted's on the firm. Look at that. Hello, Ted. I'm sorry if I'm missing anyone. MF there. There you go. Yes, you summed it up with that. Oh, it's all getting a bit hectic at the end. Everyone's saying amazing things. Ludwig, there you go. I found it after all that. Are you building a base in Cambodia? The papers were right. In fairness, good call, Mark. Good call.
The helipad is already in. They're now looking at trying to get clearance for the runway.
I tell you what, it's lovely having a bird who's like a third of your age who's doing it. Because I wouldn't know how to do that. How do you build a fucking house? She's doing it. She's getting it done. It's ridiculous. Ludwig says, lovely to have you back, Chris. It was a bit worrying not knowing how you were. Don't push yourself too soon. Much scrub love and all the best. Thank you, Ludwig. That's lovely. Yeah, this is what my missus keeps saying. You know, it was weeks ago. I literally was dying. I've got to remember that, really. I mean, sometimes I'll take the bin out and I have to sit down and, you know, that's not good. I'm sure they've done permanent damage to me, but, you know, you have to play the hand you got, don't you? And as Plastic African said, and in fairness, I got myself into a situation. So nice one, Ludwig. Thank you. Thanks for the donation. Lee is supporting Starlink. Yeah, I checked it out. It's apparently $120 a month in Cambodia. I mean, that's acceptable. There's probably a bit of an installation fee. But as I said to the missus, if I haven't got Wi-Fi, I've got no fucking work. So, yeah. Dawn Browning, why am I awake at 4:30 a.m. so that you could come in here and say hello? Lovely to see you, Dawn. Thank you for the lovely messages on Twitter as well. X. Okay, I think I'm done. Oh, did I just see? I talked about you briefly earlier, Simon. When I see your comment in the chat about the Lazarus gang, I first thought, hang on, is that like you said I'll catch you later, Lazarus gang or something like that. And I thought, oh, is he streaming now? Oh, fuck, I've stream cucked him. And so I went to your channel to see if you were streaming, and I saw your videos and I watched one of them, so I know roughly what you've been through. Yeah, fucking hell. Weird timing, wasn't it? You pissed on my parade. I'm dying. It was me who's been dying. I died first. Bless you, though, Simon.
Flu.
There you go. We've all been there. No, lovely to see you, mate, and bless you, Simon, and best of luck with the future. I know the feeling. There you go. DB called it. Toffee's got more work than he can handle. There you go, people. Fluffy lad. Happy to see you. Happy to see you too. Nice one, Ed. I don't know what blogs is meaning there. You're better now. You are. He's telling you, Simon. He's telling you you are better. You are better. Hello, Hoax. Okay, I think. Oh, Dawn Browning dropped a scores on the door. Thank you, Phil Marshall, to the top. Amazing. I think I might be well behind here. Plastic. Thank you for the Lady Godiva. Ted's been on the firm for 55 months. Yeah, certainly. Like I said, I'm back on it. I'll be streaming a few times a week. Hope to make a video daily, maybe just like a 10 or 15 minute live. I might do them live, like a live reaction, but they'll be on my time. So I might get a few Aussies, a few of our Antipodean friends, and a couple of Yanks on the firm. There's Otto. But yes, certainly, Ted, we'll catch up. Where are we going? I think we might be good to go there. That might be it. Yeah, that's good. So, Packer, what do you make of the it's time for a debriefing? What did you make of the return stream?
Well, it's absolutely lovely to have you back, mate. First of all,
it's lovely to be back, to be honest with you.
I
mean, I'm playing it down a bit, but sorry, I'm talking over you. I got nervous then.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry you had a shit time, genuinely, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, good to see you back. And interesting that you're going to be streaming some more and doing some other stuff. So, you know.
For sure. That's happening.
You'll have made up for it.
Again, sorry?
In no time at all, you'll have made up for it. You're lucky.
Yeah. Well, you did grow an incredible beard in my absence, so it hasn't been all bad.
It doesn't look this good in reality.
It doesn't look that good on video. I was just being friendly.
Fair enough then. You're probably about right.
My white bits are starting to show. I've got like an inverted Adolf. Packer, it looks fantastic, mate.
Yeah, who said I had my head on upside down earlier?
Ian Marr. The man with his head upside down. Yeah. It was a good call. Right, people, I'm going to let you go with another piece of music from the Matoid. We opened with It's Party Time, and we're going to leave with another very appropriate tune from the Matoid. Hang on. This song is called Funeral Party. But I want you to know, I don't know if the quality is good enough, but at the beginning, you know, some rock stars, when they start a song, they go 1, 2, 3, hit it, or something like that. Well, the Matoid, in a legendary way, starts this song 1, 2, 3, 7. I don't know why he does that, but this is the outro song. Packer, I'm going to let you go. I won't be hanging around afterwards. I'm going to collapse in my bedroom. Thank you. Can we have a thank you to Packer in the chat, please? Because he's been brilliant as ever. Look after yourself,
Thanks,
Packer.
Rob. Cheers,
Might
Chris.
see you next time. Yeah, cheers, mate. Oh, he's great. What a pleasure to have Packer there. And so there you go, people. Return to Coda. It was a terrible time. I had a part to play in that, but not all of it, in fairness. But I'm back. I won't talk about it again. That's cleared it out of the way. Oh, look out for my daily videos. I will make them, especially if you're waiting for them. If I say I will, the pressure's on. Talk to you all soon. Thanks for everyone who come on to talk. Thanks to Packer. Thanks to everyone who donated. Really appreciated. As usual, I am... well, okay, don't show me that sign again. As usual, I'm up shit creek with the money, but that's life. I'm sure I'll find a way out. And this is the Matoid with Funeral Party. Look after yourselves, people. It's been an absolute pleasure.
1, 2, 3, 7, yeah! Right on, baby. The priest is here, and the casket is ready. Body inside looks nice and steady. Let's play it for the man, for the last time. Play it for the man. Farewell. Play it for the man, for the last time. Play it for the man. Praise the Lord, and we got to go on with the funeral party. 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 Yeah! All right. Now the priest is talking, and the casket starts to move. Everybody's crying. We all got the groove. Let's play it for the man, for the last time. Play it for the man. Farewell. Play it for the man, for the last time. Play it for the man. Praise the Lord, and we got to go on with the funeral party. 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 Yeah! All right. Everybody cry. Hey. Praise the Lord. Yeah. Yeah. Praise the Lord, and we got to go on with the funeral party. 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 Party, 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 party.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Matoid. How do I bring myself back? Can you hear me even? Let's try that one. Hello, people. I couldn't leave because Glass turned up, Lady Scrub of Glass. And she said, Just got here. I've missed all of it. So beautiful to see you back on our screens, Chris. You were missed, and I hope everyone is well. And also, thank you, Emma. Lovely. And thank you for the emails. They were lovely, what you said. Thank you, Plastic African, as well. Thank you, Dawn. And thank you, Hans. And Picard. Cheers, Chris. Thanks for having us. Honestly, Packer, it's an absolute pleasure. You can hear my voice. I hope you enjoyed the Mattoid. He's got a few tunes on YouTube. Mattooid. A couple of absolute clangers. I think I'll be starting every stream with the one I started this one with. Look after yourself, people. Keep an eye out for the daily videos, and obviously keep an eye out for the streams. I know I'm not firing on all cylinders, but it's fucking great to be back. And thank you for all the kind messages. Bless you all, and I'll see you soon. Hoi. Ta, 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 ta.